And welcome back. Sorry for that little hiccup, but we're back in. Catching this stuff a little faster now. This didn't take us 2 hours like last time. Only thing that you guys may have missed is that the new book for the Shadowrun 6th edition is going to be dropping on the 15th of this month. So definitely go by MGS or Game Vault. Definitely pick it up. Support your local local game stores. All right. But let's go ahead and bring us back in. Last time, in the Guns of Erroll, you all had headed towards Squatter's Plot in order to find the man known as Dalius, so that Sheriff Woolworth could speak to him about the murder of the man known as Edid. After finding a man inside the Bent Pick pub that you assumed was either his brother or a member of his gang, you all chased him out of the bar and ended up getting in a fight with a displacer beast that he had set free and set upon you to try to cover his escape. You all managed to capture him and slay the beast, though sadly an innocent bystander was killed and another was fairly badly wounded. The body was taken to the Church of the Morning Light, and you all made your way with your new prisoner to the sheriff's office, where through a clever use of charm person, Caliph interrogated him and discovered the location of Dalius's most likely hiding spot within Squatter's Plot. After reconnoitering at the Ember Inn and doing a small scouting sojourn into Squatter's Plot, Fionn and Cheer had discovered a large group of men that were heading away from Squatter's Plot and heading towards, according to what they were lightly talking about during their journey, they were heading towards the sheriff's office for a man known as Reuben. After casting Entangle and having some shots fired at them, they managed to escape and make their way towards the Welcome Ember Inn, where the rest of their brand new allies were, and met up with them halfway as they had heard one of those gunshots. Now they had just decided that they needed to find Sheriff Woolworth and bring him back to the sheriff's office, but they also needed to head off this posse at the sheriff's office itself. So Cheer and Darius, our two absent players, have volunteered to go ahead and go attempt to find Sheriff Woolworth within the Church of Dawning Light. Church of Morning Light. And that is where we were coming in today. So, with the rain still coming down,
just birds chirp in the background.
As with the rain coming down still around you, you still have probably about an inch of water now that's sitting on top of the mud throughout the street. You guys are just about 2 blocks away, 2 fairly large city blocks away from the sheriff's office at this point, when Cheer and Darius head off into becoming quickly darkening. It's right around 6 o'clock at night around this time. Normally it would still be kind of bright, but with the rain and the overcast sky, it's darkening very quickly. Yes.
What are my hit points at?
You were currently at 9 hit points. You had a chance to use a short rest if you want to spend a hit dice or 2.
I think we've established that this poncho is not waterproof.
Fairly for the most part.
But when you have waterproof
Even
poncho,
waterproof stuff.
It's not the water that's really messing with you, it's the cold. This is, you guys are in early spring.
This is the desert rain. We just had one of those a moment ago.
Yeah.
Granted, this is a longer one.
Yeah. You guys are in early spring in the month of Namos. Sorry. So rain this cold is kind of odd. Normally it's warming up by about now, but coming up from the south, maybe that's what it is.
I also use one of my abilities.
Which ability?
For one of my classes.
Okay. Alright, what are the 5 of you going to do?
Head to the sheriff's office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fast as possible.
Now, even the biggins here, Dakin and Gunner, even you guys now are moving at half speed with just how heavy you are. Your feet are sinking into that mud even more. It's tough going, but you guys manage to slop and slurp your way towards the sheriff's office. Are you guys going to make a beeline there, or are you guys following the road?
Beeline.
Okay. So you guys will cut past one of the stone watering hole buildings with the iron fence around the backside
Can
of
I
it.
use my city secrets feature from my background?
What does that do?
It makes moving through cities a lot easier.
Where we're going, we don't.
Oh well, it's not the city itself that's making it's hard to move. It's just the amount of difficult terrain from the mud.
Okay.
Now you can pretty easily find your way around here. It's pretty easy to orient yourself, especially because you can still hear the faint music and you can see the red lights from the Mill of Broken Hearts, and you know that same street is where the sheriff's office is, just to the south. So you guys can begin making your way there. All right. As you guys are making your way across there, it's not a downpour, but it's a steady rain. As I've said before, very large raindrops, very, very cold. Okay, as you guys will round towards where you can see the street, you guys can actually cut through the entire city block, making your way diagonally to the little T intersection. When you see that, you can look down and you can see. Roll me perception checks.
Everyone?
Yep,
Oh.
all 5 of you.
Well, my pack of dice always ends up in the wrong place. Could you hand me that?
The green Crown Royal?
Yep. You know what? We'll probably end up with another color eventually.
Right?
13.
Crown Royal's pretty awesome. That is
11.
not an official plug.
What is that?
I wish it was an official book.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
15?
24.
13.
13? Okay.
It's raining.
So, Gunner and One Eye, you guys happen to be right at the front as you guys are coming around here, making your way past a fairly large, or fairly small copse of trees that sits just at the corner. Sitting in that little copse of trees and looking out, you can just make out at the very far end of the street, looks to be sizable group of people that are headed towards the north.
Towards the.
They're coming towards you, but the sheriff's office is probably at this point, about 300 feet from you all.
Halfway
now.
between us and them, basically.
Yeah, right around there. They're just around the corner, so they're about halfway between you guys and them.
Ah.
So yeah, the sheriff's office is about halfway between the two of you.
I think it's time to go to the sheriff's office.
I'll agree with you on that one.
You gonna swim or you need me to carry you?
I'll be able to swim.
Hmm?
Dominion's lost on you. We don't have time for the explanation.
Going to the sheriff's office.
Okay, so you step out into the street. It's kind of hard to sneak up at this point to the
I'm
sheriff's
not.
office. Yeah, you could try to make your way to a building that sits in, like a small storage building that sits next to it, and try to make your way around. But there's only one entrance into it.
Not sneaking. Walking straight to the front door.
Okay. So as you step out on the street, what is everybody else doing?
I'll be following him.
I'll follow Gunner.
I'll
Okay.
follow right along.
They're not leaving me much of a choice.
You can stay
There's
as long.
always choice.
I'm staying behind them. You know, relative to the.
So it'd probably be
group.
about him probably bringing up the rear. So you'd be about how far behind Kalis?
Oh no, I mean behind them physically, assuming we. I
Oh,
know
so you're like right behind him.
Yeah.
No, I mean relative to the location of this group. Of the
He's
group
keeping
of
the
people.
people between him and the people.
Okay.
Her.
I'm
So
not
you're
stupid.
just right behind Kalis.
Pronouns.
Yeah, let's go with that.
As we get closer to the building, as soon as we're, I guess, almost there, I'm going to cast Bless on Gunner, One Eye, and Caleb.
Okay, so remember, you guys have a D4 that you add to every attack or saving throw.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Oh,
tell
that's fun.
Deacon, I know you're a man of the cloth.
Wait.
Do your best. Why am I?
Saving throw or
And you have
Saving throws
inspiration.
and attacks.
attacks.
But not ability checks, not skill checks,
Yeah.
nothing like that. Okay, no damage, no.
Bless.
Okay. So as you guys begin making your way down through the street, with your the two of your perception checks, you see the person at the head of this large group. You see him slow down for a second, and the rest of his group slow down, and then he begins picking up again, almost as if he saw you all approach in the same direction. They seem to be moving a little bit slower than what you guys are. It seems like you'll probably reach the entrance to the sheriff's office before they will, by maybe 15-20 seconds.
We gotta take him to the street. Wait at the door.
Oh, well, I'd be a fan of bottlenecks, choke points.
I'm not really a fan of fighting at all.
Well, you know, can't be the best at everything.
No. I'm much more of the intellectual type.
I say we just cut them off before they do anything stupid.
Ambush?
You guys get their attention. I'll come in later.
You know, I just happen to be a very good bait.
Well, aren't you brave now?
Sadly.
Well, get on out there then, bait.
All right. I'll go out. I'll get them all
I'm
riled
gonna
up.
stay within the sheriff's office.
Just do
Okay, so
me.
you head to the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Just don't let me die, please.
So you get ahead to where you'll be the first person they interact with when they come up. You head towards the door. So you kind of veer to the left a bit, and start heading towards the door itself. What are you doing?
Just walking straight down the street.
So still sticking with Caleb. What about you?
I'd be hiding.
So you break to the left or through the right? There's a couple of buildings that have almost like a porch walkway that connects the two together. On your right, then the sheriff's office is a considerably sized building on your left. There's a couple of other smaller buildings behind you that you may be able to get behind, but that's it.
Okay.
Not supposed to have with the train.
Not yet. We'll see.
I'll get in position to flank.
So left or right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please.
Oh shit!
Natural 27.
Natural 20. So what's the total on that?
27.
27. Very nice.
And he disappears.
Oh,
He
wow.
vanished
He
from
is
the
now
campaign.
in campaign 1.
Does Bless,
What was Birdman?
No, not skills. Only attacks and saving throws.
Okay.
Double check on that real quick if you can.
Yeah.
I think it's just attacks and saving.
Attack roll or saving throw?
Yeah. Okay, so you break right, and you just happen to do it right as you see a flash of thunder off in the distance. Or flash of lightning, I'm sorry. You see a couple of heads turn that way and look, and you take that opportunity to just melt into the darkness and get right next to that building. So you're standing, you're not you're not under the eave, but you're on the side of it, and you have a clear line of sight to what's happening. You see Caleb approaching with Gunner at his side. Where are you headed in this?
I'm gonna go ahead and actually
Okay, so
What's the distance between me and the closest target?
right now, probably about 50, 60 feet at this
Okay.
point. You see those two kind of flanking at either side of Caleb. You see Fian break free as you do, and she heads to the left. She immediately comes up to the door. Now, will you guys head a little ways past the sheriff's office, Caleb, or do you just stop once you reach like the general vicinity of the door? Or are you going to walk up until you...
I'm gonna stop right parallel with the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too far.
So you'll reach
Door's
the door
closed,
right
right?
around the time that they stop. The door is closed. There is light that you can see under the door, under the crack at the bottom of the door.
The last people who were in there that we're aware of was us.
Mm-hmm.
So the door should be unlocked, yeah.
Okay.
I'm certainly gonna try.
Well, I would like you to go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Ah.
Watch me fail. Oh, that's my die. That is Wisdom saving throw 16.
16. So as the door opens outward, and as the door does, as you pull it open, you go to step in, and a barrel of a scattergun is placed directly in your face that you nearly walk into, which you manage to prevent yourself from doing anything stupid like trying to jump or run away or slam the door in his face and get shot. You manage to stop and raise your hands very slowly.
Who's at the door?
No, you have to look down and you see a very, very portly dwarf with graying hair. He wears what almost looks like a conquistador helmet, but it's made out of leather. Looks like he's fairly dirty. His gut is definitely overhanging his pants, and his stubby little legs look like they're barely able to hold the weight of his prodigious girth. As he looks you in the eye, he just kind of gives you a wry smile and, where do you think you're going? He just...
I just point inside the room.
Take a step back, yeah.
I step back.
He leans his head out the door and
There.
looks to see what's happening. Nods, looks at you and goes, "Ah, woman shouldn't be in this." Grabs you by the poncho and pulls you inside. Once you're inside, he slams the door. You all hear the door slam shut.
What was that?
Should we be worried about this?
It's probably fine.
Worried about what?
It's about this time that this group of people, you and pretty much even you guys can get a good count. There's either 8 or 9 of these people here in this group. With your perception check that you rolled, you can see one of the members is being kind of like pushed along. Like they have a hand on their shoulder, and though they're not forcefully like pushing them around, it almost seems like they're guiding this person as they're moving through. And you also, with your 24, you see that there is movement down the street, close on the sheriff's side of the street, that seems to be moving fairly quickly up the street towards this direction.
Okay.
As they get about 15 feet away from you, enough to talk but kind of loudly because it is raining, this group stops. First thing that the 3 of you will notice is that the man in the lead is wearing a very thick jacket. It's probably a leather jacket, but it has hide or fur on the inside of it, so it's like a thick, heavy winter jacket, which is kind of odd with it being spring and all. But who knows? Maybe he just likes the way it looks. Pretty nice looking jacket as it is. Covering this person's face is a red and white, almost like a shawl that is covering from the nose down. That is currently on it. You can just see 2 beady, either brown or black in the darkness. It's kind of hard to tell. Eyes that are looking intently, first at you, then they flit over to you, and then you, and then back over to you.
You poor uncultured swine. Didn't your mother teach anything when you were between her legs? She certainly taught me a few things.
At
Vicious
this
mockery.
point, I'm going to notch an arrow.
Okay, so you do that. All right. So right as you start saying that, he puts his hand on the hilt of his gun.
Wait.
What is your?
Well, he's already fired
that's
it off,
that's
so.
a natural 20.
13.
Okay. You see him stop for a second, and he go to roll me a sleight of hand.
Sliding.
Yeah.
Right? 13.
13. His eyes narrow as your eyes kind of glint with that purple energy for just a moment, and then your attempt at your spell seems to have misfired. Doesn't seem to have affected him.
I'm off in bed.
He immediately drops his hand to his belt, where you see his hand rest upon looks to be a very wickedly curved scimitar.
Rest my hand on my... Show my 3-gun and rest my hand on it.
That's rather odd you coming up and simply insulting me when I have no idea who you are or what the hell you're doing out here.
It certainly got your attention now, didn't it?
Oh, you have my attention, that's for certain.
So what are you doing out here?
Well, that's rather presumptuous for you to insult me and then ask me what I'm doing.
I am telling the dwarf about the
a ra-
upcoming.
A rather large posse you have here.
There's a fair few of us. A lot more than there are of you.
Seems like you would only be intending one thing with that, coming towards the sheriff's office.
You presume a lot.
I
Now,
do.
At this point, you see there's the only window that's at the front of the sheriff's office is blocked by a huge, thick bookcase that is pressed up against it, probably to prevent anybody from breaking into it, as it's a fairly sizable window. It was not very well thought out for a sheriff's office.
So
you
I'm
see him,
thinking very evil thoughts of war, blood, while I'm telling.
you see him lean up against the door
Presumably the-
as he's just kind of shooing you off from himself. He cracks the door open and he's watching what's going on outside.
What do you think he's gonna
Uh,
block me? I'm taller than him.
So you come up and look to.
Yeah.
Go to roll me a perception check.
You perceive
That is
this area.
a 16.
16. So you can fairly see. Definitely, he's in a threatening posture. He has his hand on the
He?
palm.
Oh, the dwarf.
No, the person who
Oh,
Caleb
okay.
was talking to has its hand on the pommel of a. From your distance, it's kind of hard to tell what it is, but it's obviously some kind of bladed weapon. He's thickly bundled. You see the other people around him. You guys obviously see this as you're looking right at them. They kind of fan out. A couple of them get at his shoulders, and you see a few others put their hands on weapons at their belts.
Now, which one of you chicken shits wants to be famous? Sweep the coat back and hover next to the gun.
Okay. You hear some snickers from the group from this fairly large group of people compared to the three of you. He looks at you. You and your friends are about to start something you don't want no part of. Step aside. We have business with the sheriff.
What kind of business is it?
The business that's not yours.
The sheriff actually might have said otherwise.
Well, I don't see no tin star on your chest, boy. So how about you step out of the way and let us handle our business?
Well, why don't you wait until the sheriff come back first?
Now, I'm trying to be civil, despite how you've been acting. We've already been waylaid by people tonight.
Was it the people that you shot at?
Well, no. We defended ourselves, sir.
Oh, really? Now, that was a rather interesting story because I was there, and no, you did not defend yourself. You shot at us.
If you were there, then you misinterpreted what was happening. Because when magic is used against us unprovoked like, well, that'd be an escalation. And we will be well within our legal rights to draw arms and kill the whole lot of you.
I don't remember seeing any magic there. I just remember people fleeing and gunshots erupting above them.
Well, there's 9 witnesses here.
Oh, now that would be something that we should tell the sheriff then, shouldn't it? And let him
He
decide.
takes a step forward. Are you sure this is how you want to start your night?
Are you sure this is how you want to start your night? Or we could go the peaceful route and wait for the sheriff.
Turns from you, looks over at the door. You can see the crack of light through it. Oh, deputy, why don't you come out before bloodshed starts? Just want to talk.
Is there any of them that look twitchier than the others?
No, all of these guys. There's one that you see. One of them has his hand on his shoulder, but the guy's not moving.
Not like
at
they're
all.
scared. One of them that looks like he's ready to start something more than the other.
Oh,
More
they all look
excited.
like they look like they're fairly ready to start already. Like they've already had magic cast upon them. While they're
If
walking
there
down the
was
street.
one that was the most likely to get in a fight.
Roll me an insight check.
Action ready.
It's not bad.
Very far.
Okay, so remember, if you cast it, you're readying the spell. So if it doesn't go off in the next 6 seconds, the spell dissipates.
Oh, is that the case? Oh,
Yes.
wait.
14.
14? It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, they're all bundled up. They all got their faces covered, and they're all just kind of slowly moving into a better position to be able to surround you guys and kill you.
Yeah, look at the one in front of me.
Okay.
Why don't you step out? Come on.
Let your friend talk. You obviously don't have a knack for it.
You have a problem with my friend and the way he talks?
I have a problem with you and all of your friends, and I'd like you to step aside. At this point, the dwarf opens the door fully.
Can I get closer?
Sure, roll a
While
stealth check.
this- 19.
19. No one makes any sudden movements or looks over in your direction, so I think you're fairly
Trying
well
to get
ahead.
into crit range.
Okay.
Or sneak attack range.
Yeah, you'd have to probably
Is
go
it still
down
30
both of these
Well, I'm attempting that
overhangs.
as long as I have time.
Yeah, if you can move to the end of both of these porches, if you can get to the end of the second porch, you'll be within your crit range.
Just tell me how many more rolls.
Okay. That'll do it for now. It's the dwarf opens the door, takes a step out, puts the scattergun up on his shoulder. Now, ho 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 ho! Before this gets bloody and I have to start blasting all of y'all, what is the meaning of this? What's your business, sir? And he looks at the gentleman. He looks at you for a second, then turns, looks at the dwarf. Here to bail out Reuben. Ain't got no Reuben here. Sure you do. This tall, black hair, kind of thinning up top, cold gray eyes, likes to sit around and stare at nothing. Each of you guys going to roll me a straight intelligence check.
Yeah, it's a 3.
12.
Yeah, that's a
7.
13.
10.
So the two of you immediately get the mental image of the man who was sitting in the cell that has been there since you guys arrived within Brownwater. They'd always have food next to him that was untouched. He just sat in the cell and he stared at the wall the entire time. But he kind of matched the description, kind of long brown hair, or long black hair, thinning on top. Eyes are a dead giveaway. Those cold, cold gray eyes. Dwarf kind of looks back and goes, "Excuse me, love," and looks past him. I got someone fitting that description. It's about this time that you all hear a floorboard creak and then a splat of mud as what was an invisible figure suddenly drops, and you see the very, very tall Sheriff Wolvereth take a few steps forward. He doesn't wear a hat. I mistakenly last time said that he had boots with spurs. He actually has the spurs attached to his clawed foot. He does not wear boots. Dragonborn do not wear boots. So sorry about that.
Weirdo.
He takes a few steps forward. Well, looks like I came in just at the right time. What's going on, gentlemen? Can cut the tension in this here situation with a knife. He turns and you the sheriff. Looks down at the 8-pointed platinum star on his chest. This says I am. Well, you got a man by Reuben in your custody, by the name of Reuben in your custody. We're here to bail him out. 9 of you are here to bail him out. You here to bail him out with weapons you got at your hips? No, sir. We're here peaceful like. Just a whole lot of us, including Reuben, going to be moseying our way out of town right after we get him out of custody. Looks over at each of you. That true?
look mighty suspicious for being just here to bail someone out. And
I
mighty rambunctious.
Well, I heard some gunshots earlier. Huh?
That was them shooting at us.
Shooting you?
Yes.
Why'd they shoot at you?
I'm not exactly sure. They suddenly broke out of their little fight and started shooting. A little pack.
The other one turns, looks at Wolverth in the eyes, and we're magicked upon. We defended ourselves. There's other witnesses that saw what happened.
Certainly wasn't me if there was magic involved. We were just a bystander trying to see what was going on here.
Wolverth looks up at the three of you, then looks back at the guy. At this point, you kind of moved into position. Looks back at the gentleman. Well, that man Reuben there caused a bit of a ruckus. Took 3 men to get him subdued. It's not an easy crime to simply just for me to just allow him to walk out the door. I mean, bail for something like that would be pretty. And the guy, as he's talking, reaches into his pocket and pulls out a wad of notes. 100 notes, sound about right? See Wolverine just puts his clawed hand up on his
Chin.
the scaled face. He's got 3 small things of scales that seem to overgrow past his chin. Kind of strokes those for a second. Sounds about right. Now, takes a few steps forward, reaches his hand out. Okay. Places a stack of notes in Wolverine's hand. He looks at it. You boys take a few steps back here. I'll get them out for you. Takes a few steps back. What about them? Well, they say you shot at them. You say they matched to you. How about we call things square? How about that? Guy looks back at you, and the purple one there was saying some very unflattering things about my mother. Things I don't take too kindly to. Well, you want to stick around in town inside a jail cell, you're more than welcome to. Or, just as you said, you can take your friend Reuben out and get yourself out of town right now. How about that? Looks back at you. I'll see you again real soon. Takes a few steps back. Takes his hand off of the scimitar at his belt. We're in a bit of a hurry. All right.
No one can really see me right now,
No.
right? I'm going to do the thing that I do.
Yeah.
Tell
Okay.
me if I can see anything.
Go and roll a perception check.
Do that voodoo that you do so well.
Who do you?
Oh.
That is
That's always depressing.
9.
9.
9.
It's so hard to see in the rain. Like, and where you are, I mean,
30
you're
feet.
yeah. I mean, he's 30 feet away from you. He's got his back to you. He's looking the other direction. It's just hard to tell. Even in a group of other people, it's just real hard to see if there's anything else, as they're all kind of turned away from you. And you know the position you normally have to be in. This is kind of counterintuitive to that position. But so you don't really catch anything. Sheriff Wolverth walks in. As he walks in, he turns and looks at you and, oh, how are you doing? Good to see you again, little one. And he puts his hand on his head as he walks past you. He makes his way to the back thing. Go to roll me a perception check.
Wow. That's shit.
Okay.
9.
You're kind of there's
Oh,
too
wait,
much.
there's
There's too much going on. You're trying to pay attention to what he's doing. You're trying to pay attention to the dwarf who's
I
just
don't know what to pay attention. I'm
who's
confused.
yeah. He's looking you up and down, and you just like leans in and whispers to you. Are you not wearing anything under that poncho? As you're looking outside and you see what's happening, and this guy is staring daggers at Caliph. How do you react to that?
Smile.
Okay. You can't. Caliph isn't moving. He's just there, and you can see Gunner is just kind of watching, as same as Dakin is. After probably about 30 seconds, Wolverth comes up, and he's kind of doing the same thing. got his hand on his shoulder. He's kind of guiding him, not really pushing him forward, but
Anything strange about this person?
this guy,
Besides his, demeanor?
he walks right past you. He's looking at nothing. You're pretty sure that if Wolverine took his hand off his shoulder, the guy would just stop moving right where he was, and would just stand there. But Wolverine, so he gets him out, tells him, watch step, as the guy slowly walks down the stairs, but never doesn't look down at his feet. Just always has his eyes forward. Wolverine gets down and goes, hope you got a coat for this man. When he came to us, he didn't have nothing, so this is how you get him. He had no other possessions upon his person, and he just kind of pushes him forward. And one of the group kind of peels off from them, comes up behind, kind of nods at the sheriff, puts his hand on his shoulder, and pushes him towards it. Once he gets in there, another guy pulls out what looks to be kind of like a thin raincoat, puts it over him. And they begin to walk off, while the now 9 of them are slowly making their way out. The one guy who has been the only one who's been talking this whole time looks at you for another moment, then looks at you, then looks at you, looks back at you. We'll be seeing each other real soon.
I certainly hope so.
And he takes a few steps backwards without breaking eye contact, and slowly turns and follows them off. So, as they're walking away, is anybody doing anything else? As Woolworth begins to approach the 3 of you.
I tell
I'm
Woolworth.
still on Overwatch.
So you're watching where they're going? Are you going to follow, or are you just watching them?
Follow them.
Okay, so now I won't need another soldier.
I tell Woolworth, it's a moot point now, but our smallest companion was actually injured in that scuffle. She'll be okay, though.
Yeah, but they must be right about the magic thing. I'm not sure who did it, but there's a whole bunch of dead vines out there that don't exist anywhere in Brownwater, you understand me? So someone must have done something. And Cheer took a bullet in the whole kerfuffle. Well, maybe that's the price you pay sometimes.
Well, there's a reason I didn't bring too much trouble about it.
So
8.
8? Okay. As you're moving through, you before you make it off of the porch that you're on, the second porch, as you step and you hear a very, very loud squeal of a nail moving from under that floorboard under your feet. And as that happens, you see the guy who was leading now is at the back, turn and look right in your direction.
Okay.
Hey, you gonna turn around, you might as well come back, little girl. You've offered insult.
Wolverth leads into you and mine. You expect you need to cool your heels off in the cell, Wolf?
He's not gonna come back.
No, but that's a surefire way to get me worked up.
He insulted me.
And from what
He
I
said
can
I
tell,
didn't have the knack to talk. I can talk just fine.
and your friend insulted him, so I would say fair is fair, yeah?
They tilted it pretty well, too.
That lady ain't my friend.
Gunner.
Well, as I said, how about we let bygones be bygones, and you all worry more about the task that was set ahead of you. I don't see Dalius in there, and I don't see him among
right.
you all.
Instead of drowning in this muck, why don't we go deal with that?
That is true. We do know where he's at now, and we were just about to head there when we saw what group, which I think you might agree, they weren't here just to bail him out if we weren't around.
Well, I get the feeling that Reuben was getting bailed out one way or the other.
You're most likely right. And might as well take a few coin out of it.
Well, why was he in there anyway?
I didn't even know the man's name, but apparently his name was Reuben.
Now, I'm sure that was the correct bail. The sheriff would never do such a thing.
I
Being
was
an
not.
honorable and law-abiding man like he
Oh,
is.
I was not implying anything to the such. I'm just saying that if you're
Dumb
stuck with
purple monkey.
two tough choices.
So at this point, you see the guy's looking over his shoulder consistently now. Do you continue to try to follow, or do you break off?
I'll push my luck once, and if it doesn't work out, then I will
Okay.
start.
Now,
my-
normally you would have disadvantage on the second roll because he's looking in your direction, but with how dark it's getting and the rain, I'll negate that disadvantage with advantage, so a straight roll.
17.
17? Okay. So, you have a little better luck as he looks back one time. You hop over the porch and begin following. Rain is cold. They're a slow-moving group, and it seems like they're moving at the pace of the two men now that they seem to be leading on their way. And it takes them about 15 minutes for them to make their way up to the Vesher stables. And when they do, out front of the Vesher stables, you see a few young men who are bundled up in coats that are holding the reins of horses, not yokeps, that are holding the reins there as the men approach. You can watch as they mount up and begin moving towards the north at a much quicker pace than what they are walking now outside of the city. Do you follow more, or?
I'd have to track him, so no, I go back to the.
Okay. You do see the now 10 person group does
Get out of town.
head out of town to the north. Okay. So while he's doing that, that takes about 15
Okay.
minutes on that time.
So,
What are you all
Sheriff,
doing?
why was this Reuben locked up?
Well, about 3 days ago, he got himself into a bar fight over at the Bent Pick Pub. And he sent 4 men to the healing hands of the Ambershard Guild. It took my friend here, and the dwarf kind of smiles up at you. And let me get you his name real fast. Oh, I got too much stuff in here.
Organize it.
No, it is organized. There's just so much. As again here, among with Kale and Krent, had to take him down. Took 3 of them. They're 3 mighty big fellers. But after they got him in a cell, he raged for a better part of 2 hours. Beat his hands bloody against the bars. Then all of a sudden just stopped, sat on the bed. Hadn't moved from there since. Well,
Does that sound
I hadn't even seen him sleep.
Does that sound even vaguely familiar?
Go to roll me a medicine check.
I have a medicine too.
Wow, I'm rolling terrible tonight. That is all of a 10.
No. You have no idea what that's from.
If I have medicine, can I also roll it?
Sure, I'll give it to you.
That is pretty good. 23.
What is it? Never heard of it.
Alright.
You know, that does sound rather strange. Perhaps he was not himself, it
Well-
sounds like.
I would assume that man had been in town for the better part of 3 months without any kind of incident at all, and then that happened.
Has this ever happened before? Anything similar?
Not to my knowledge.
It's rather strange that were those really friends of his, or you have no idea?
No idea. I didn't know this man had any friends. No one has come. As far as I know, one of the men that he beat up pretty badly broke both of his arms. He was the closest thing he had to a friend. He was down in the mines with him a couple of months, about 2 weeks ago, thereabouts. Said that you don't know why he just flew off the handle one night. Though they may have been friends before, but I'm not sure if they're much of one now.
I would certainly doubt that.
So I'm getting cold and it's kind of wet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a job to do too.
We're gonna go probably maybe warm up a little, and then we'll go take care of.
What do you need to warm up for? It ain't cold out
He
here.
I guess
stomps.
I'm not. We're
He
not.
stumps up the stairs, walks inside,
That's a little cold.
nods at Fian again, and you join your friends. They're going to be heading out.
Then I go join them.
Yeah, closes the door behind you as you leave. The dwarf is in there with him at this point. So it's him and the dwarf. As again. So now collected outside. After a few minutes, well, what did the four of you decide to do?
You know where he is?
Yes,
Where's he at?
You gonna lead the way?
I guess so. I don't know this town too well, but I guess I can kind of figure out the way. He's over there by that the hill where at the edge of the tents. Where the
Over
city
by
was.
Squatter's Plot.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to see. You see, it was at the far end of Squatter's Plot as that hill climbs upward.
Let's wait for half stack, then we'll go.
That sounds good.
So as you guys are waiting outside the sheriff's office
Go
for a few
sit under the
minutes.
eaves for a
Yeah,
second.
the sheriff's office eve is kind of small, so you guys almost have like your backs against the wall to try to stay out of the rain
Any fire
as
there?
much as you can.
Or
Huh?
no? The
No.
fire's inside.
No, fire's inside.
One, I did opt to change spells. Two, I'm using it
Okay.
to dry off.
So yeah, you get up under there and you see Fianne raise her hands, and she just kind of pushes outward, and you see particles of water just come out of her poncho into her hands, and she just kind of drops the water onto the floor.
I'll do
The
this stuff.
fuck?
10 minutes, it's probably done.
My bus is done too.
You know, you are a very
Not cold anymore.
curious person.
Hmm?
You are a very curious person. You have some rather interesting talents and
Yeah.
characteristics to you that are not familiar.
Like she doesn't dress right.
No, I kind of like it.
Hey,
You-
As you start heading back down to the sheriff's office, after you're glopping through the mud a bit, you see the four recognizable figures standing up against the wall of the sheriff's office, trying to stay out of the rain as much as they can.
Well,
So in Dwarvish, I'm like, well, what's your story, buddy?
All of you be understanding my native tongue.
So far,
In
stares
Dwarvish?
blankly at you.
yeah, just him and
Cheer.
Well,
What?
I'll be responding in the common language, but his story's me own. And those fellas, they weren't lying. They headed out of town.
I believe that I had no doubt that they were headed out of town.
yeah, you made a friend there.
Oh, yes, I did. I'm good at making friends and enemies alike.
Yeah, let's not make too many enemies. That'd
Oh.
be great.
I'm good at switching them back and forth, too.
That can't work all the time.
It doesn't, but usually I find that it
Alright,
works enough. Enough of my stories.
smell of bullshit's getting deep. Let's go over there.
Yeah.
Wait, have we seen my compatriot?
We got Furball
Sure.
and half stack.
The little one.
I think she might be
Is
headed.
that what you be calling me now?
Did she not head
I'd
to the
like
church
go
the
to
morning
my
light?
boy.
You know what? I
Alright,
believe
why
she
not?
did. She's probably over there tending to her wound.
Now
Exactly.
y'all pay attention. Half stack wants to be called One Eye. So you're gonna call him One Eye. Isn't that right, half stack?
Okay.
Well, that's one way to deal with it.
Do you two want to duel over it?
That
No.
seems like a dumb reason to duel.
No, he's the only friend I got left. Kinda.
Dang.
He's the only friend I haven't shot.
Well, that's
Haven't shot us.
I be questioning whether I want
you?
to. I mean, eventually, are you going to shoot me?
Not today.
Well, fuck, I might not be around.
Then I definitely won't shoot you if you're not around. Don't worry about it so much.
Fiona offers you a piece of heart.
Oh.
What is that?
Grabs it.
Directly from.
I smell it and then I eat it.
it's awful. I mean,
Then I
absolutely
spit it
terrible.
out.
I swallowed it. Pussy. I'm quite obviously lying.
Well, so what's the plan? Are we
Okay.
going to argue all night?
No.
I said we get to it.
Fancy Pants knows where the command is. We're gonna walk down there. Bring him back.
I wish it was that simple.
It is that simple.
Do we do it tonight or do we wait till the morning?
You know, I'm not wearing my fancy pants at the moment.
I thought you were.
No shit.
Well, tell me where it is and I'll go now and you guys can
What time is it, like, overall?
continue
At
with your
this point,
banter.
it's probably about 6:30
Let's go, One Eye.
PM?
p.m.
Ish.
Go on.
I begin leading the way.
Okay, so with you guys going ahead and making your way towards Squatter's Spot, we're going to take our first break of the night right now. Go ahead and stay with us. We'll be back here in about 10-15 minutes, all right? Stick with us. It's
check
not a
it
beer bottle.
and try and fix it.
Oh, beer bottle, yeah.
That is soda.
It's a really good soda.
That is dark soda.
Non-fizzy dark soda.
Yep. You like your soda flat.
Yep.
All right, let's keep the talking to a minimum.
There we go. David, you are live.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Dice and Dudes. All right, so now that the posse has
Heading to
left the town, and we are now heading into the group now heading towards squatters' plots. All right, so we're looking good. All right, so the rain at this point has begun to abate a little bit. It's not quite as bad as it was, slowing down just a bit, though it is getting much, much darker than it should be. The clouds themselves are thick, and they are from the southern horizon and the western horizon to here. So they are completely blanketing the sky, blocking all light. You can only barely see the differentiation of light behind the clouds that denotes that the sun is probably about 30 minutes away from setting at this point. So, you all heading to Squatter's Plot? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's at this point about a 40-minute walk from where you guys are in order to get there. Once you arrive at the street next to, that's just outside of Squatter's Plot, and right next to Yander's Goods, the general store, what are y'all going to do?
General store.
I will shoot ahead and scout for them.
Okay. Are you stealthy about it, or okay? Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Excuse me.
You're excused.
He's stealthy.
Oh, yeah.
26.
That's
Okay.
putting it mildly.
And the rest of you?
You know what? I'm gonna start calling One-Eye Perry. I don't know. The name just came to mind.
Yeah, with all the vanishing from the campaign, it's either Perry or Arnos.
Oh, walking towards
As we're heading.
the direction.
Yep. As we're heading towards that. As once we get to the Squatter's Plot, I'm gonna alter self.
Okay. So at this point,
Nondescript human.
bless has dropped.
Well,
Yeah.
it's already drawn,
A
so
long time
Yeah,
ago.
because it's what?
1
It's
minute.
1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Fion's hood's already drawn, so.
So as
6
the
foot tall, nondescript human.
okay. So as you all
markings.
collect and begin moving your way through with One Eye heading off from there. Now, with how dark it is and with the rain still obscuring everything, you can't see the end of Squatter's Plot. Now, Squatter's Plot is basically a giant mud pit for the most part, okay? But you do know that it comes very, very close to a large hill that at the other side of the street, on the away from Squatter's Plot, you guys know that it's the Kessler estate.
Kessler.
And this large hill, I mean, it is steep and it is high, okay? The far beyond that little ridge that's there is grazing lands. You guys know that Brownwater almost sits in like a depression.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes, sir.
as you guys approach, you can see that there is a line of what looks to be 6 of these tents that are much further away than the tents behind them, that are literally tethered into the side of this hill, that look like they've actually been pegged into the side of the hill in order to give them more protection from the rain and from the mud below. The hill itself is made up of mostly rock but some hard-packed earth, so it's not quite as muddy in that area as the whole of Squatter's Plot. So I would like you to go ahead and roll me a perception check as you're moving through. And the rest of you too, please.
Perception.
Perception.
It's really dark in
You're
here.
rolling hot tonight.
You know, right?
You rolled a
I
basic
finally
roll.
rolled decently. Is a
It's dark in here. Roll
that is an 18.
18,
26.
26,
19.
19,
9.
9,
9.
9. All right, lots of 9. Come on, guys, we're not that
For
sure.
our
Come on.
German viewers, that is both the number and the German word.
Plus 2 wisdom.
So,
Plus 2 wisdom.
as
I'm
the
not,
3 of you guys
proficient
are
in
moving
that,
through,
So I'm only getting half of
Yeah. As you guys are moving through, you've kind of gone a bit ahead of them, trying to stealth your way through. You guys can see that as this place at least had more activity than the whole of Brownwater during the rainstorm, at this point that has abated. There is almost nobody out and about at this point. As you guys continue to move your way through, you go beyond the Bent Pig Pub. You can see a light on inside, and especially the two of you guys can see there's a bit of movement inside there. There's maybe a half dozen, maybe 8 or 9 people that are currently within the Bent Pig Pub, but there's no music playing. There's not any loud chatter or anything like that. Sound of the rain is ever present as you guys are moving through. You guys can see that several tents have lights or fires burning inside. You know that some of these tents actually have holes cut out so they can have fires inside their tent and the place for the smoke to go. You can see fires burning in these tents all over, but there is hardly any movement. What you see is what looks to be a pack of 4 very, very malnourished jackals that seem to have gotten into what was a wooden chicken coop and are having themselves a feast.
Okay. Alright.
Do I see that?
No. That was actually farther away from you guys, closer to the northern edge of Squatter's Plot. You guys slowly begin to make your way through. Now, the rest of you, how are the rest of you moving? I know he's stealthing. How's everybody else moving?
With disadvantage on stealth.
Squelch.
Squelch, 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 squelch.
I'm just kind of walking along with them. I mean,
I'm stealthily loud.
Okay.
Not trying to be too loud.
Okay. All right. So as you guys make your way through, you get to a point where the tents themselves begin to thin out, and probably about 60 feet or so separates the tent line of Squatter's Plot to the edge of the cliff where there are the other 6 tents. What are y'all gonna do?
Lead on.
You're the one who knows where we're going.
Those are the tents that where they're at.
Oh, goody.
How many are we expecting in there?
I have no idea on how many there's supposed to be there. I assume he's probably got his
Posse.
closest guard, yes.
Anyone can get in there sneaky like?
Where did Short Stack go?
That
His
one eye
name's
guy?
One Eye.
Where did One Eye go?
Was he born with one eye? Is that what
No.
it is?
He obviously he seems to be rather stealthy. Any of us notice him take off?
Probably went up ahead.
Probably.
You guys saw him go ahead, and then that was it.
I can create a distraction. You know, I can conjure the sound of thunder as we try and
Why don't
hurry
you
up with
use
it.
your wit and charm?
I can do that too.
Do you want me to go ahead and do my wit and charm and try and talk to him again?
Why would your charm
Sure.
be hidden?
I'm not quite as charming as I was earlier at the cell. That was the last time I'm a little tapped today.
Okay. If you're not charming, I'll hit him in the head and bring him back.
I like the sounds of that. I'll distract him.
What?
Why is the cat growling?
she's moving forward.
Why is the cat a cat? What the fuck was that?
Well, she's a cat.
She's a very interesting person, isn't she?
No, but now
She's moving slightly forward and then looking back.
she's an upright cat now, and she was a 4-legged cat earlier.
Just maybe she was more comfortable that way.
You know what? We'll have to talk about that. I think she wants us to go. Here, let's go ahead and go.
Let's go.
Let's kind of, sneak up there quickly, like.
You'll see the 4 of them approach, have a quick conversation among themselves, beyond kind of like walking a few steps ahead, turning around, and like taking another step, Then the 4 of them begin walking towards the tents. What do you do?
I will have the roll of thunder.
I'm going to try to stay ahead of them. So if there is any ambush, I will thwart it.
So you're gonna try to cut ahead of them? I mean, at this point, there's no there's no real sneaking at this point. It's trying to stay in shadows as best you can,
Yeah.
but I mean it's clear terrain between the tent line and the 6 tents on the hill.
Okay, so there's really no.
And when I say they're on the hill, they're like abutted against the hill. They're not on the hill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just right.
They're
against
lean
it.
to style out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But they're still on the floor. They're like the same basic area.
And I will attempt to have thaumaturgy mask our
Well, I can do
mask our approach.
Ray will probably end up doing that too.
A little extra. I want to flex my muscles.
All right. So I mean, you can, and it's within 300 feet. Everything within 300 feet can hear it, correct?
Or something like that.
Well, the range is 30 feet, but you're making
30
the wrong.
feet.
30 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
So everything within 30 feet hears it. So right now it's you're doing it where you're focusing on the
Yeah.
tents and okay. The tents themselves are actually fairly close together. They probably cover
do too?
maybe 70 feet from one line to the other of these tents. So they're packed fairly close together. They're still the same size as the other tents that you guys have seen for the most part. They're not like the bigger circus style tents that you guys saw that the Bent Pick Pub was. That's one of only 2 of those style of tents that's within Squatter's Plot. If it wasn't for the distance, that seems kind of odd in a place like this, as everybody's fighting for space. They would look like just like normal tents. So, as you guys approach, I'd like each of you guys to roll me a perception check, please.
Grab one.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Finally rolled super well.
Oh, that was so close too.
Right?
18.
16.
22.
22.
5.
Okay, so as you're moving forward and you're attempting to stay between them, and them, the group and the front, you guys are kind of just moseying along. When it's the 2 of you see movement way above you, about 60 feet above you. And you look up and all of you hear a shrill whistle break into the night sky. And then you hear a thump within a few feet of you.
Okay.
I think our stealthy approach has been noticed.
What is it?
What do you do?
I believe so.
I want to try to see what the thump is next to me.
If you look over to your left, about 3 feet away from you, you see an arrow shaft sticking out of the ground next to you.
What's that thing?
Anything tied to it?
Nope.
Piece of dynamite?
If there was a piece of dynamite, it's
In that deluge.
it's that much water. Yeah, it'd be out. You heard
Be
that
dynamite.
shrill whistle, and then it just thumped next to you.
What is that
And that
thing?
shrill
look-
whistle lasted for maybe a second.
So probably the arrow was creating that whistle?
That's fair to say. So, with the rest of your perception checks, you do see that there is movement within these tents. And you can see flaps being opened up. You see people beginning to step out. Out of 4 of the tents, you see movement and people exiting.
Okay.
So Fiana's now hissing.
I am not going to run headlong into this, so I will be waiting for the group.
Okay. The 2 of you with your stealth checks, you can see there's a figure on the ridge, and you see him knock another arrow and
So what was the thing that's above us? Was it like a bird or something?
It was the person
It's
on
a guy.
person on the
Oh, it was
ridge.
a guy on the ridge. That who
And look out.
Shall we try this the diplomatic route or the brute route?
Yes.
root. I like the sound of that.
Please.
Well-
Yes.
Talk, please.
How about you do your thing?
We're the backup.
If you fuck up, I'll do my thing.
Sounds good.
So there's quite a bit of commotion as they begin to gather up, and you hear voices. What languages do you speak?
Common and infernal.
Common, Elvish, Giant, Orc, and Dwarvish.
Sylvan, Elvish, Druidic, and Common.
Dwarven common.
Common and giant.
So none of you understand the language that is speaking. It is a strange, spitting, guttural sound
Thieves
language.
can't.
Okay. These can't more like symbols and stuff like that. And it's like hiding like riddles and stuff like that. So they're speaking like a full blown language that none of you understand. Like I said, it's a spitting, guttural kind of language. Very high pitched with a lot of it. With also at the same time low guttural consonants add on to it. So it's a very, very weird language. As they begin to gather up, you see obviously among one of them As he steps out, you see the rain begin to cascade down his fur-covered body. It is a fairly large bugbear, pushing close to 9 feet tall. Very, very lanky and gangly, as bugbears typically are, and wielding what looks to be a very thick-looking sword. It's not long, but it is about 6 inches thick.
Well, Red, we figured out who the tallest is.
Him.
Then alongside him is... we'll keep your perception checks the way they are, so you guys can pretty much tell this guy has ruddy brown skin, has very, very, very large and very pointed ears. I mean, the ears come out quite a bit. One of them looks as if it's been cut off at the tip, but you can see the other one, the ear itself must be about 9 inches long. And you don't typically see that in anything that isn't a goblinoid. But it's man-sized, looks very muscled, hefting a shield, and has a mace that it rests up against its shoulder as it begins to saunter towards you all. Alongside him is a very dirty-looking human man, kind of nondescript. Just looks like one of the dirty denizens of Squatter's Plot. Has a 6-gun in his belt, but that's the only thing you really see. And that he looks like he's kind of grumbling as he pulls a coat over him, trying to keep himself at least mostly out of the rain. The 3 of them approach they see you, and the guy is, you can tell that the guy is obviously training his arrow on him. Mm-hmm. But the 3 kind of circumvent you and head towards where they're in a much more commanding position, but they do not approach too close to you guys. They get maybe 40 feet away from you before the hobgoblin-looking fellow stands up, kind of cracks his neck a bit, and "You're far from Brownwater."
Wouldn't say that far. But
Far enough.
Dalen Harless, we just want to talk.
Delius.
Delius Harless, we just want to talk.
You're looking in the wrong place for Delius Harless.
I don't believe that's true.
What you want with him?
Just want to talk. The sheriff wants to talk to him.
See, not a big fan of sheriffs.
Well, that doesn't seem to matter. The sheriff still wants to talk to him.
Well, that's nice. So, he sent you lot to get Delius because he wants to talk to him?
Only words.
Delius doesn't seem to, come out very well, so.
Well, I'm just saying, if he wanted Delius to come out of Squatter's Plot, why didn't he send his deputies? And you hear laughing among the people behind him. At this point, there is 6 of them that have collected up. The 3 in the front, and there's 3 in the back, plus the scout at the race. So a total of 7 people that are currently out, and they all appear to be armed to various degrees. Yes.
I'm trying to determine if anyone's lying.
Okay.
So,
Sure, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
yeah. That's all of 10.
A 10? Kind of hard to tell. I mean, it's just so goddamn cold.
Yes, it is.
It's just too distracting. You're not able to really focus in on his mannerisms and the way he's talking.
I'm trying to brush water off.
Yeah. Well, you kind of walked away when we were talking.
Hey, you might be checking this.
Yep.
Perhaps he had 2 teams.
Well, it looks like it's good.
Is anyone frozen? Double check. Woo! You might have.
Am I frozen? I did a wiggle.
Man, I can't imagine he would have
Looks
stepped
like
up in
everybody's frozen but me.
That's interesting. That's fun.
Alrighty then.
Yep, alrighty.
Please bear with us.
Hopefully, you
Technical
can, in
difficulties.
fact, hear us at least. I mean, you don't need to see us necessarily.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hear.
Okay.
Here, just
Or at
fine.
least.
Oh, no, now I can see you. And now
Oh.
I'm caught up. Okay.
Alright.
Hold
So
on.
I guess Paul, fix it.
We're good again.
Am I moving?
I guess I probably should have checked all the cameras. Well, I checked them all through your camera, but,
Now we're good. Now we look like we're good. All right. The perils of not having a producer.
We can't produce.
we'll figure out protocols for,
I think he might
straightening.
have gone to take a piss, honestly.
No, he was fixing stuff.
Considering how long I was holding it earlier, I think he could have held it.
Good
That's
God.
why I figured he was probably messing with the cameras.
Okay, so it looks like.
So what are the 6 of them armed with?
Give me 1 second, because he's still.
Arms.
This.
They just have nothing, no weapons, but their hands turn to weapons.
Yeah, they're all Jackie Chan or Jet Li.
Try turning off that light.
None of that T-1000 bullshit.
Oh, you're worried about the light?
I am shiny as fuck.
Hi, Shiny.
Well, that would be hit.
I think
I thought
it
we
was
removed that light.
We did, but it was too dark.
Oh, that'd kill it.
Okay,
I don't think that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sorry about that. Just plagued with technical difficulties, but that's the life we've chosen.
Slay them! Like,
It looks like the hobgoblin just has that mace in his hand, and it looks like you can see a 3-gun stuffed into his belt. The bugbear looks like he just has a very, very large morning star that he just has sitting in the mud next to him, and you can see it looks like he has 4 hand axes hanging from a sheath that's just cascading down his left. So each one of them is on, they're each little slot on there. The others look like they're each of them holding what looks to be like a short sword, perhaps a 3-gun. You don't really see a whole lot of 6 guns in there. Besides one gentleman has the one nondescript gentleman has a 6-gun sticking in his belt.
Well, Dalius, are you gonna come with us?
I'm not Dalius. He looks at the bugbear. You Dalius? Not last time I checked.
Well, I'm sure we can just take all of you down there and let the sheriff sort it out. What?
You're spoiling for a fight.
I don't know.
Just talk.
Talk about.
Just ask him how his day has been.
Yes. Well, okay. Maybe we could forget about that. How has your day been?
Really?
Yes, why not? Have you played some cards lately? We could sit down for some cards.
They kind of like look around amongst each other and like, what's going on?
Is the one with the 6-gun still trying to keep out of the rain?
No, he's got his coat up. He's got it turned up. He doesn't wear a hat, but he's got his coat turned up, and he just looks like he's standing there kind of miserable.
I just keep
Cards?
making the water go by.
No cards.
Look,
Persuasion.
look at the one with the 6-gun. Dalius, why don't you just come with us? It'll be easier. I won't have to hurt your friends.
Kind of looks up over at you and shakes the jacket off again. Threats don't go so well here in Squatter's Plot.
Ain't a threat.
Is one of them within 30 feet? By chance?
Yeah, probably. The group of 3 that are up there are probably within 30 feet of you.
Whoosh. I'm drawing myself off, and I'm drawing one of them off.
Which one?
I don't know, pick one.
Would you pick one?
The closest one,
So the hobgoblin?
I guess.
He just kind of.
Floosh.
And gets wet.
Floosh.
Yeah, and then immediately gets wet again.
Floosh. Floosh.
He almost seems confused by what's happening. As you're doing that, and he's speaking to the other one. Well, see, the problem is, first shot was a warning. He points up behind him. She don't miss too often. So, you're not really in a position to make threats. She'd kill all 5 of you before you get 10 steps towards us.
Who is she?
I'll take a look at the person up on the hill.
You
see
see a
them
little
up.
hand come up and you see a wave.
Go away politely.
I probably have light on my face, so smile, wave.
So, I'm tired of being out here in the rain. What exactly are you doing here, and why does he want to speak to Delius? At this point, the nondescript guy has walked in front of the hobgoblin, and you can see he's kind of irritated, and he just looks between you and you mainly.
Can I do an insight check on him? See.
Sure. What are you trying to find out?
Oh, that was crap. I have no idea.
Doesn't matter.
It's you're cold. You're very, very cold right
Did
now.
we get a description of Delius?
No, we don't know anything about him.
Oh, okay.
The only thing we have is the subject matter for the
He's
reason
one
why
of two
we're
human
here to talk
brothers
to
and he
him.
hates the rain.
And out of this group, which ones are humans?
There looks like there is a single human in the group.
Single human, the one who's not talking?
The one who's now talking.
The one who I called Dalius, and then he walked up and started
Wait,
talking.
we know
Well, why
they're
don't
human?
you just come with us and
We know they're human?
Yeah.
Okay.
why don't you come with us and we'll just sort that out in a bit.
I'll tell you what.
They don't.
We won't start shooting at you and kill you if you could just do the courteous thing and at least tell me what the hell the sheriff wants.
It was
And
about-
I can decide whether or not I want to go with you
Did,
to go talk to the sheriff.
the sheriff did tell us what he
Look,
wanted.
he wants to talk to you about Edit.
What about him?
He's
He
dead.
said he wants to talk to you about Edit.
Well, Edit's dead, so what exactly does he want to talk to me about?
Probably something to do with his death, if he's dead.
Oh. Alright then. You all turn around, tuck your tail between your legs, go back to Woolworth, and let him know I'll be there before the hour's out. How's that do you?
Huh? Not bad.
Are you a man of your word?
Insight check, see if he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
That is
And mine's
a
16.
12.
16 and 12? Okay. Seems like he's on the up and up.
No, much better.
You guys can see the situation before you. You guys are outnumbered and outmaneuvered at this point. He kind of holds the cards, so you don't get a sense that he's lying to you.
Okay. Walk away.
You turn around and walk? Okay.
Did the sheriff specify we needed to bring him there, or we just had to get him to go there?
Said you needed to talk to him.
Our mission
specify
objective
how.
was nebulous as hell. Well, fairly.
Well, first of all, we ain't got tails. Well, actually, we have tails.
Well, we do have quite an interesting situation here, so
And
I like to always like to take the person on their word the first time I meet them. So I'll give you on your word today.
Sounds good.
Do you have a tail?
Yes, I do.
Is it tucked?
No, it's not. It's up.
So the two
Like
of you
a
walk
big
away.
F-U?
Yes.
Walk away.
I'll be the last to walk away.
Okay, you walk away.
still should
Okay.
water go bye-bye.
Once again, it takes you guys probably the better part about 45 minutes.
Oh, no. I'm not leaving Squatter's plot. I want to go and observe stealthily.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
Oh, finally rolled one. Good. That is a 21.
21. Okay, everybody else leaving?
I'm going back to
Yeah.
I don't think anything of it. I leave.
Where are you headed?
Sheriffs, I guess?
I'm
Sheriff,
gonna
sheriff,
try
sheriff.
that Lonely Hearts Inn.
Oh, the Mill of Broken Hearts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I need to find a place to take a bath.
It's been raining. I think we already got our
I
bath.
think you got your bath for this month.
Hmm? That one's warm.
I don't really say anything.
You're like,
You just keep walking.
that's a good point, but I don't care.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go talk to the sheriff. I'll go. You're all going to the sheriff's office?
I guess I'm kind of... But actually, the funny thing is I'm probably following. And assuming I spotted Caleb, I might actually be following him.
I'll go to the sheriff's
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 15.
So, no, you didn't see him.
Yep, nope, that's it.
And where do you head?
Heading back to the inn.
I would have let
Or
her
the
follow me
sheriff's.
though.
So you're headed to the sheriff's?
In actually.
In? You're headed to the sheriff's?
In makes
In?
sense.
I'll go to sheriff's.
Sheriff's? Okay. So the two
Might
of you
follow
kind of
him.
split off.
Actually, my follow him.
Okay, so you think better of it, then you start following the two tall boys, Gunner and Dakin.
Yeah,
So
by this time I'm already.
I need you to go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Oh.
Next time you get the chance, You must tell me
12.
what
12?
day connection means.
Not trying to be stealthy.
Alright.
Because I speak that language.
It looks as if the three that
I'll tell you
approached
what
you,
Fion means.
as well as another one. This one wearing a fairly heavy coat, but does have a hat on, but doesn't seem to have any visible weapons on them. The four of them begin to leave Squatter's plot, heading. You follow?
If it's within the hour, and if it looks like they're heading in
Oh,
the general,
it's about 10 minutes after you guys tuck tail and run.
and in the general direction of where the sheriff's is,
I mean, they're walking towards where you guys, entered.
I'll let them pass, and then past where they'd be able to perceive me, then I'll head towards the sheriff's.
Okay. Do you try to remain stealth at that point? or
I
no?
do, but I'm not trying to follow them.
Okay. So go to roll me another stealth check, please.
I'm trying to be outside of their visibility.
Okay.
Oh, that was gonna be so good too.
Right, it was. It's going to be a 8.
8.
An
You,
8, not 8.
as you're moving through, you happen to go past one of the tents. You're not really following them, but as you break through a couple of the tents and look over to your right, you see the hobgoblin make eyes with you, and you just see his big toothy grin kind of spread across his face, and they continue to walk. So you will arrive. Do you try to get in front of them and make it to the sheriff's before them, or no? Okay. So you'll arrive at the sheriff's after they will. Okay. So you will make it to the Mill of Broken Hearts before they get to the sheriff's. We're going to come back to you in just a second. Okay. So the three of you will stomp your way up the steps to the sheriff's office. The door itself is unlocked as well. You can feel the warmth inside the room from the door.
I'm going to get my scarf, kind of wring it out, dry it off. Thaumaturgy, kind of make the fire a little stronger.
So you head inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire is roaring. I mean,
Fion's already at the fire.
there is
Purple flame. No.
the sheriff is there. The dwarf that you guys saw is there, and there is also a woman who has very unfortunate circumstances. Who is also there. She's sitting at a table, eating what appears to be a kind of meager meal. Some bread, looks to be soup that's probably been reheated and reheated again and again. Kind of just staring down at it, shoveling it into her mouth, as the dwarf is talking more at her than to her, as she seems to be just ignoring him. As Wolverith is once again behind his desk. This time he has his nose in several different books that when you all walk in, he looks up, closes them, and slips them into a drawer in his desk and closes the drawer. As you approach him. So,
Arliss is coming along peaceful like within the hour. No one injured, just like you asked. Law-like.
Yes.
very nice. He pulls out a stack of notes, very wet and very recognizable stack of notes. Sets it on his desk right next to him. Well, Harless shows up, then that's yours, as agreed.
I believe I will wait for my pay at the
Have yourself a
Ever
seat.
in.
You all, well, if you're hungry, there's food to be had. If you wish to stick around and make sure he comes around, that's up to you.
I guess I can do that.
I'll stick around as well.
I'm sitting by a fire.
At that, the woman looks up, sees you, turns around, and it's a small, kettle. She dips a ladle into it, pours a couple of it on like a nice steel plate, and sets it down across from her, and tosses a spoon into it. Tears off a hunk of bread and sticks it on top of that.
Pull the cheap whiskey out of my coat, pop the cork, and
Can I do a...
Do you partake in the food or no?
no,
Okay.
I get free food at the
What about
end.
you?
So for the woman, you said that she was unfortunate circumstances she came in or something?
Well, unfortunate, and she looks like when she was a child, somebody picked up a stick and beat her in the face.
Okay.
It's like watching a mule walk
and-
away.
Yeah, and definitely plenty of whiskers on her face, but she seems to be fairly stout of body. Kind of, stern look on her face as she eats.
Raise
When
a
she
question.
sees you not eating, she looks over at you and pushes the plate in your direction.
Oh,
You want a drink, Red?
Red.
Your hair's red.
That's more of a light brown.
Let me go with just a moment.
And yeah, she's sitting next to you, like just points at her hair. Fionn, do you? She looks over at you expectantly, grabs a plate, and then kind of. Yeah. Okay, so she pours you some and puts it on there. Now you guys are fairly crowded around the table. At this point, Ezragan turns from her, looks over at you all. Oh, so what's your story? That's not to anyone in particular, just the first person that speaks up.
Who's here? Is it just the three of us?
The three of you.
Well, I'm just a humble
Strange
cleric of
place.
Sabbath. I'm just here with the Church of the Morning Light.
He kind of ignores you as he talks to you. It is a strange place. That's a heck of a observation there. You ever thought about trying to join up and be a deputy? We could use your powers of observation. You hear Janine from the other side of the table just, God, and just start shoveling food into her mouth.
And now
He's
I'm like, this
Don't
guy's...
mind her, don't mind her.
And now she'll whisper to you like,
Is that the dwarf?
Yeah.
he's a little rude. He kind of ignored me. Elvish.
He responds without
You
without words, and she definitely understood what she said.
You talking about me? I hope it's all good things.
Oh.
Oh, come on now. Come on. So, I'm sorry, since you seem to be a woman of few words, which I like that, by the way. What about you, big fella?
I'm just a humble cleric of Sabbath, here to serve at the Church of the Morning Light.
Oh, churchgoer, huh?
Yes, sir.
Don't have too many of them around here.
Looks like it.
Well, just go out there and start saving souls, Do what you have to do, but you're going to find praying doesn't happen too much in Brownwater. But you'll learn that soon enough, but maybe you can find yourself a few converts among the miners.
Yeah. That's the goal.
But what about you, Goldilocks? I like it. And he tears off some bread and eats it. Mighty interesting. And he continues to talk at you as he was talking at the woman. It's about this time, as you guys are sitting around, kind of hunkered around, that the door opens up. And as the door opens up, you hear some feet stamp, and in walks a familiar figure. Looked nondescript before. Hair was kind of in the face. Now it's been pulled back. It looks like pomade's been pulled through the black hair. Pulled back tight. Fairly short hair, just enough to fall in the eyes, but now it's pulled back. Wearing a very nice shirt. Has a very nice looking jacket, nice pants. Boots would probably be nice, but they're of course caked in mud. He kind of strides in, looks over at you all, and so we meet again.
Well, no, he didn't meet me. Unless he saw it.
No, he refers to these two. Oh, well, small town, ain't it? Without waiting for a response, he turns and walks to Wolvereth and, what's up, Sparkly? What can I do you for? He says, well, I need to talk to you about Edit. Whoa. We can't be having a conversation about that. There's non-deputies present. He turns and kind of sneers over at the three of you. I think I'll hold my tongue till it's just me and the law. Wolver's kind of... You can tell he's probably dealt with this shit a few times before.
I just walk up to the desk and hold my hand out.
Just fair's fair. Well, hands it up, and as he hands it to you, Daly just goes, "Woo-wee! Wonder what kind of reward I'm gonna get for the information I got." Easiest 100 notes you ever made, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Bye now. Bye.
Can I do an insight on what his intentions are?
Sure.
That's 16.
Well, what's that roll?
19.
That's a total of
16.
24.
He is obviously a man that is used to flaunting his achievements in the face of the law. He has no regard for the law as it is. cares not at all for Woodworth, understands that the man has power, but no real power over him. As long as, he doesn't break a menace law, there's not really much anything the sheriff can. Yeah, it's not really anything the sheriff can do unless he implicates himself, which seems like he's fairly good at hiding, and Woodworth is very, very aware that he's good at hiding it. Probably one of those thorns that's been stuck in his side for a while, and no ETA on when he's going to be able to pull that sucker out. So Woodworth asks you all politely, like, if you don't mind, to give me a few minutes.
Oh, as soon as I have the money, I'm walking out the door.
If you don't mind, give me a few minutes.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Go warm yourselves up at the inn. It's getting late, so we'll see what information he has, and then we'll talk in the morning. How about that?
Very well.
I'm getting the distinct impression that Vian's
Do you enter the sheriff's?
last person walking out.
Well, if I see them walking out,
You see Delius walk in, and you see the hobgoblin and the bugbear stand next to the door with their arms crossed, and the other man walks in with Delius.
can I go around the building and look for a place to listen?
Sure. Yeah, you can try.
You certainly.
Well, roll a perception check to see if you can hear anything.
Well, you can certainly try. Decent.
12?
12. With the rain and the thick wood, you don't really hear anything that's happening on the inside of the building. So the two of you get up and leave.
Yep.
He waits, just kind of smirking at the both of you until you walk out.
Last one leaving, because I'm thoroughly confused as to why we're leaving.
So you would probably hear the tail end of this as he leans into Woodworth and go like, "You just can't find good help these days, now can you?" Whew. As you all exit, as you guys walk out, you can see that the hobgoblin and the bugbear just kind of smile, toothy smiles at you as you walk out.
Pause in the doorway. The oh so useful chewing tobacco. Fire a stream at the hobgoblin's boot, and then walk over to the inn.
You just hear him laugh. And he starts talking to the bugbear in that weird language. They're still talking about it when the two of you walk out. When you walk out, of course, they both kind of leer at you a bit. The hobgoblin says something in a language and then stops for a second and then says in common, "Why don't you stick around for a bit and have a conversation?"
She keeps walking.
Okay.
Don't shake your head, just keep walking.
And he goes back to
confused
that.
and keep walking.
Yeah, he goes back to that strange language to the bugbear.
Not so much confused.
So you see them walk out.
Yeah, and
I decide to walk in and head towards one of the cells to spin for the night.
Oh, as you go to walk up to the door, the bugbear just takes a sidestep in front of you. "Not welcome here, little man."
I was given an open invitation to spend the night in the cell.
Oh.
I'm here to turn myself in.
"Oh, it's been revoked. You can go find yourself someplace else, or we can go ahead and take you down to the Healing Hands with broken bones."
I don't respect you. I don't see you as a here.
He just kind of smiles at you, takes his big beefy hands and starts cracking his knuckles.
Well, considering I brought no threat against you, do you really want to do that in front of the sheriff?
"Do I look like a man that cares where I am?"
Well, either you can let me in, or you can begin starting a fight. It's up to you.
Do I hear any of this?
Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
I don't think I fully left, have I?
Yeah, at this point you guys are walking. You guys left and then he walked up to try to get in.
13.
Oh, 'cause I was gonna
13?
say something.
Yeah, at this point it's you guys are kind of fuming, especially you're kind of fuming and muttering to yourself and just kind of pissed off that itching for a fight still and it hasn't happened. But you head to the Amber Inn, correct?
Hmm?
You're heading to the Amber Inn?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where the gambling and the stake is. So
I need a strength or athletics or acrobatics check. Your choice.
I think I'm better in acrobatics.
Same thing. Or one better than the other.
Oh, that was a low
Right?
roll.
I've been rolling. What's it called? Swifting through. 7.
He puts both hands on your chest and just shoves you. and you're not quite at the top step by the time he stepped in front. You're maybe at the third step up. So when he pushes you, you go landing
lose
on,
balance.
ass over tea kettle onto the ground, into the mud.
Well, I see you want it that way. Shall we duel to this?
How about you walk away before I have to break something?
Oh,
He
so
takes a
you're
step-
scared.
Takes a step down there.
Did
And,
we hear this?
You just hear the hobgoblin kind of snicker.
Didn't hear him hit the mud.
No.
Did I hear him hit the
Yeah.
mud? Mm-hmm. That would have been
Takes
awesome.
another step down. Your choice, little man.
Out in the middle of the street. I think you put hands on me.
Looks around and, well, I got witness here that you done insulted my honor. Simply defended it. Now at this point he's standing on the ground in front of you. You stand up or?
Oh no, I'd already been standing.
Okay. So as soon as you hit the ground, you clambered up. Okay. So he towers about 2.5 feet over you. Oh, come on then. Defend your honor. Like civilized folk. And he raises 2 ham hocks.
Well, maybe this is for another time.
Smart move, little man. He turns around without a care, walks back up the stairs, stands next to it, and they start talking in this other language, and then looking at you and laughing. I mean, they're obviously talking about you.
Mosey on back to the
Ember in?
Ember Inn.
Okay. So by the time you guys walk in, Ember in this time, with the rainstorm that's there, most people don't want to brave the rain at all to try to head there. Piano's not playing. It's not quite the atmosphere that you guys are used to in here. It's not quite as jovial, but there's maybe half a dozen patrons. When you walk in, you see Kat looks over, sees you, and reaches over the other side of the bar, picks up a big old plate of food that looks like it's got just a big old hunk of unidentifiable meat and big old slab of what looks to be mashed taters. Walks over, puts it on a table. She points at it, turns around and walks back and sits back down on the bar stool.
Point at the bottle.
She just,
Pull the wadded notes out.
pulls out a bottle of the three tree cider.
This woman is a pain in the ass. Go over, put the money down on the bar, and take the bottle.
How many notes you peel off?
How much was it again? For
100.
For the full bottle, it's probably 3 notes.
peel off 4.
She stuffs one into her bodice and
Oh no, yes,
hands-
it has a heart of gold.
hands the other 3 to. You guys see the exchange at this point.
I'm
Where
not-
the 2 of you walk in.
Who walks in?
I'm not there.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, that was
when you
behind
walk
him.
in.
Maybe.
And where do you head?
I'm going to the church.
Okay, so you take a left away. Okay. All right. So as you head down to the church,
Yeah.
a few minutes later, like after you get in there, they see you. You didn't pay for a room. You were just kind
Well,
of
it's kind of associated with that one.
yeah. So she doesn't, really pay too much attention to you until she sees him come in and just goes, "Oh hey, come on, wash off in the rain, please. Don't track all that in here."
Whoosh.
As you're standing there, that you just see mud and water from your body just pull away from you and just splatter onto the wooden porch just outside the door.
Chair was right to let you stay with us.
She, she reaches over and she gets a couple of plates of food, sits them down at the same table that he's at. All right, drink.
Water?
Pours a thing of water. Drink.
Please.
Cider.
I.
Pours you a thing of 3 tree cider and sets it down. All right.
How come he don't have to pay?
Well, they are paying. Pay for the room. You want a whole bottle.
I paid for the room.
Yeah, but you wanted a whole bottle.
Can I have a cup and a bottle?
You have a cup. She hands you an empty cup.
With cider in it.
Right there. Pour it in. Here, I'll tell you what. She grabs the bottle and pours it in for you. Sets it down.
Woman is a pain in the ass.
Well, I
you
think
better
you-
believe it.
You did a good job of riling her up, so you get what you expect.
Take his cup and drain it.
Just grab his bottle and start chugging it.
No.
You're gonna have to try
I will
for that
chug it
one.
until
Grab
he
his
stops
hand.
me.
So
When
he
goes
managed
the
to get
bottle.
it to his lips before he grabbed the bottle away.
Fair is fair.
Yeah.
It's around this time that Darius and Cheer will come into the Amber Inn, and they'll get themselves some food and sit at your table. Cheer seems a little worse for wear. She's bandaged up pretty good on her arm and her shoulder. Has a brand new tear in her uniform that she Cheer fix. You know.
Just like
Darius
all
is
the
just
other ones.
smoking away as always, grumbling, being grumpy as he's wont to be. So at this point, give you guys a few minutes. One Eye. You arrive at the Mill of Broken Hearts. Open the door. Red light out front is still going strong. You open the door. You see Madam sitting up front behind the desk. She kind of stands up slowly as you walk in and. Need something to warm your bones, dear.
Hey, what do you charge for a bath?
Oh, well, that's special services, but we'll call it 2 notes.
No, I mean, just a bath. Nobody else.
Well, how about a note then?
Thank you very much. And he walks out.
You turn around and leave? Okay. See? You hear the chair creaking as she sits back down. Where do you go?
Oh,
I'm gonna go back to the Welcome Ember Inn.
Okay. So you get there around the same time as Darius and Cheer does. You guys almost kind of reconnoiter right at the doors. Cheer just kind of casts her eyes away, and Darius just like, "Oh, what's up, One Eye?" And they walk in with you. So you guys will see you when you enter. You get food or drink or anything else?
Yeah, I go up to the bar.
Okay. At this point, Tomlin's not there. It's just Nat and Norris, the father. You walk up to Norris, and he just kind of nods at you.
And who's the daughter?
Nat.
Nat. Who's Cat?
No, it's Nat. It's not Cat.
Nat.
I just realized.
It's Nat and Tilsa.
Paul, you're a leprechaun.
When everybody gets there, all split up.
I pay for water and a meal.
So she'll get with an Irish accent.
Well, water's free. They just give you the water. But meal, he looks you over and warm up. It's on the house.
Well, thank you.
It's gonna go bad anyway.
I paid for you.
Didn't I pay for your room?
No, I told you to pay for your room.
I did pay for my room. And yours.
Well, when were you going to tell me about it?
Yeah, he slept at the.
I don't know, I got
jailhouse.
drunk and forgot about it, I guess. You're on the damn register.
Well, what number are you going to give me?
Bunging with him.
Oh, so you paid for your room.
Floor's warm.
I just eat
You eat at the table with them.
at the bar.
Okay.
Wait, come on over here. Come on.
He gets down off of his chair. He gets his plate off the bar.
Oh, it's not quite that tall. It's like right here to you.
Beyond waves.
And I'll sit down at the table and start eating like a military man.
Just. Okay. So the 7 of you now sit at the same table.
6.
7. Oh,
Seven.
6. Yeah, you're not there. So
I'll peel off 12 notes for everybody at the table. Pour everybody an equal share of the bottle. And that is the conclusion of mustard pay.
Ah,
Fuck off.
you can have the liquor ration.
Okay.
After I finish my meal and
Must
get paid, I
pay.
will head off to the bathhouse.
Oi,
You
it's
don't
a
want the money, I'll keep it.
military term.
Huh?
Okay. You
I feel
figure it out.
very dirty.
Do you want money?
Do I give a damn about now?
You understand? Yeah. I mean,
Fold it back into my roll and put it in my pocket.
see, Cheer goes, hey, Cheer through.
Everybody that was there, I gave them that shit.
And he's like, no, Cheer through. You have, me have.
You ain't in charge.
Cheer always in charge.
At this time, I get up because I'm done already, and I walk to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Where you going?
Wait, I have an errand to run.
You want help?
Oh, I got it.
You sure?
Aye.
What if it's more than 4 feet off the ground?
Well, now I'll definitely be doing it alone.
Son, pay up. So you take off, and Cheer will continue to bug you until you give her 6 notes from her.
Play for it.
Cheer don't gamble, only with life.
Can you get the midget to leave me alone?
I've
gonna
gone up to the
punt her
bathhouse.
up.
Yeah, he's walked away. Yeah, and she just keeps. Cheer in charge.
You're not in charge.
Give half money from Fanny,
Why?
because me pay for Fanny's room.
It's actually a logical argument from a midget from Hymus. 12 divided by 2 is 3.
No, 3 more.
3.
Yeah, 3 more.
Take one of the eating knives and pin it on the wall about 7 feet up and walk away.
You see her, with all 6 or?
Yeah.
You see her. Take a step back. She takes 2 steps up the wall, pulls the knife out, and takes the money.
Some bitch.
Sticks the knife on the table, and you hear Nat go just it's thick. Ah! She takes the knife out, puts it down.
Not on the furniture, damn it.
So at this point, what are you doing?
I'm heading back to the church.
Okay.
Try to see if Sister Ramadi needs help with the body.
Okay. When you arrive, Sister Ramadi, at this point, you roll me a perception check, actually.
That's not bad. That's a 16.
When you open the doors and close them, as the doors close and that sound echoes into the big open room behind you, you hear a very faint.
She's asleep.
You missed that. It was a whole thing.
How late in the night is it right now?
This point, it's probably well past 9 o'clock,
Right.
which is right around the time, sun goes down, she goes to sleep.
Since she's asleep, I'll go ahead and around the church just kind of do some preparation just for the next day, putting stuff away, setting stuff up.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Ah, crap. That's a 4.
4? How late do you stay up doing this?
I'll stay up to like 12 midnight.
Okay. So you get the front area is nice and organized. She had told you during the chores, actually that day, that she hadn't had a mass in a while. That not enough people had showed up. So she'd been doing more one-on-one sessions with anyone that wanted to find the truth that is, within the Church of Sabbath. But pickings were slim. Not really anybody donating, hardly anybody coming through. Front area, it's fairly clean. You organize a few things. You organize a few things and get that set up. You head downstairs where there's an entire, I can't really call it an under crypt, but underneath the building, stone walls. It's where the living quarters are. You can look through there. There's one locked door that you are not supposed to enter. Do you inspect the door or no?
No.
Okay. You can clearly hear her snoring. from behind her room. I mean, it almost rattles your door when you were asleep the night before. So you can tell when she's asleep. The undersection of this church is fairly sizable, and when you're walking through, this is right around midnight at this point. You're getting ready to go to bed. You get a feeling. There's 3 doors on the southern side of the under crypt. You notice that 2 of the doors are locked. One of them is unlocked.
I'll go ahead and check that out.
You open the door. The room beyond is dark. You have dark vision?
I don't believe I do.
Verbal actually not. It's dark. I mean dark. I mean there's no light down here. I mean you're basically using a candle to walk around this place.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a
Bright.
little bit of illumination.
Thaumaturgy make the candle brighter.
Okay. It's burning faster, but it's definitely like a torchlight at this point. It shows the room before you. Inside this room, there looks like there are 3 iron tables that are set up in the middle of this room. There's a bunch of different apparatus all along the walls of this room, various shelves, various wardrobes and things that are closed up with glass doors that have various vials and tonics and tinctures inside of it. You see another shelf that is just jam-packed full of books. Lots of loose leaf papers, lots of rolled scrolls that have been just kind of shoved into this thing. On 2 of these 3 tables, you can see that there are 2 forms, 2 very, very still statue-like forms on the table.
Detect magic. Lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay. What's the range on 30 feet, right?
I believe so.
30 feet, yeah.
Hold up. Yep.
The room itself is about 30 feet wide and about 40 feet long, so you can see to the end of the room. You see a few of the tinctures inside that closed cabinet. You can see them begin to softly glow with that just hint of blue hue.
Healing potion? Would I know? Medicine and religion?
Hard to tell. I mean, from where you're looking at it, I mean, who knows? You could inspect it further if you like. You can take a step in the room and you can see that there are 2 bodies, one each on two each on 2 of the 3 tables. They are naked. They're nude, and it looks as if, well, that's what you can see where you're standing now.
I'll be going around.
Okay. When you enter the room, go and roll me another investigation check, please.
That's 13.
Okay. One of the bodies looks as if its face has been beaten in, and its stomach was opened. You're not entirely sure with what, unless you want to take a closer look and try to take some time to examine it. But it looks like that it was disemboweled after its head was beaten in, or it was disemboweled then its head was beaten in. But its face is unrecognizable. The other body looks as if it's been torn to pieces, and you recognize this body as the man who died today, the man you carried here.
Yeah. He wasn't like that when I brought him, right?
Oh, he was tore up from the floor up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go and inspect the one with the disemboweled.
Go and roll me a medicine check.
Yay. I'm decent at this. 18.
18. This looks like definitely an attack happened, and a very, very violent attack. Okay. It looks as if this person was probably alive when they were disemboweled still. Their face was beaten in to kill them. Looks like the body's been dead now for probably 2 days at this point. It looks like, if it wasn't for like the straight lines of the cuts, it almost looks like a wild animal did this. Like the savagery behind it.
Any distinguishing features on the body?
as you begin to look around, you don't really see anything. It was an older gentleman, probably late 50s, human. Some stubble on the chin. I mean, it's just a naked body at this point. I mean, besides the very vile bruising that covers its body, the contusions that are all about the head, the face, the head, the chest, the shoulders, and the skewering cuts to its abdomen. You don't really see anything else, but you can see the savagery of the attack in it.
I'll go ahead and, as I go in the room, are the vials the only thing that has magic in them?
You see a symbol, a holy symbol that has been tethered to the wall that also has a faint glow to it. But it's just the tinctures and things. You see a couple of the books too also seem to have a bit of magical hue to them.
Any titles on the books?
No, there's nothing on the spines. You gonna pull it out and start looking?
Yeah.
Okay. Go and roll me an arcana check.
Oh, 12.
This book looks like it's probably cleaning and dressing wounds of the dead, various rituals in order to cleanse the body from any kind of evil spirits or negative energy, so that way it's ready for internment. You know that normally, being a priest within the Church of the Morning Light, normally a body is interred the next day to prevent corruption to the spirit. It's only if the spirit has already been corrupted and needs to be cleansed if the body would be staying like this.
Okay. Can I inspect the body that was killed today?
Yeah. That one, you pretty much saw it happen. Blood losses, hemorrhaging blood loss is what killed this person. And it was from 2 attacks of those pads just literally ripping flesh off. If you've ever seen the movie The Mist, when that tentacle hits that guy and just rips into his chest, it's that same thing. He may have been able to survive one of those hits, but 2 of them, he exsanguinated within 10 seconds.
Alright. Well, once I'm done, I'll go ahead and close the door and head to my room.
Okay.
Prepare for the next day.
You have a restless sleep. You can't stop thinking about that body that you saw. That especially that older one. That one.
Can I do a religion check? Because you mentioned how it's like they usually interred the next day. Is there any maybe to see think of what could that be? That's crap. 11.
No. So the only instances that you've heard about of when a body is held over is when the spirit is corrupted, or usually extremely violent deaths tend to take more to cleanse, so that way they don't enter the afterlife enraged, because that just bad things happen when that happens. That's really all you get from it.
Alright. I'll go ahead and meditate, and my spells change a couple of them up. I should just change one of them up, and then head to bed.
Okay. Are you doing anything in particular at the bathhouse, or?
No, just going and taking a bath, cleansing the filth of the day, past 2 days off of me.
When you walk in, you see an older woman behind the counter kind of give a pained smile as you walk in. Oh, hey, here for a bath?
Just a bath.
Okay, well, that's all we do here. I think number 4 still has clean water in it if you want to go ahead and head in there and take a bath. We're going to be closing up soon, so if you can...
I'll be quick.
Thank you, much appreciated, much appreciated. You walk in, it's not like when I was there. You're pretty much the only person there. You see another man is there just cleaning up, seems to be draining water out of these giant copper tubs that they have. He pays no attention to you. You look around and realize there's no privacy area.
Don't care.
You disrobe. There's a bench that you can put your belongings on. You get in, you can wash up. It feels wonderful. You've been freezing all day, and this is like 94-degree water. It's perfect.
I might stay a little bit longer than anticipated to, but I do try and hurry.
Okay. You start catching looks from the guy once he's ready to clean out your tub, and that kind of gives you the hint.
Okay, I know.
And you head back to the Amber Inn to go to sleep? Okay. So, the three of you, you all end up staying up late. You guys do anything else of import? Of
What's the
import.
phase of the moon? What's the phase of the moon at the moment?
I can actually tell you that right now.
Mhm.
You guys are actually, let me pull this
Dead.
up, on,
We're dead.
I believe it is...
Dead man walking.
The moon is a different color.
Well,
Well-
there's two of them, so.
The moons are a different color.
It's not a question of what color the moon is, but which one it is.
It is currently the 10th of Namus. It's 5th day. Basically, the 5th day of the week. It's 5th day today. So you know right now that the left eye of Leoel is getting. She's beginning her ascent.
End of the month, full moon.
Mhm.
Okay.
End of the month, full moon. So she's beginning her ascent, and the right eye of Leoel is closing.
Sleep time now.
Okay.
Finish the bottle after I cheer everybody out and go crash.
Go and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. I'm drunk.
Norris helps you to your room, along with Nat on the other side. She's not doing much. It's Norris mainly doing it, but she's just kind of sniggering at you at that. You know, as you haven't been drunk like this in a while. You hit the bed. She has in fact changed your room. You now have a bed that is more fit for your size, so half your body's not hanging off the bed. They basically toss you in the bed, pull your boots off, and you're out like a light. And it is a pounding on your door that will wake you up in the morning. But for right now, we're going to go and take our last break of the night. We'll come back and we'll finish up the game session for tonight and see where we're going from here. See if there's any surprise around the corner. Be right back. And welcome back. No more breaks tonight. We're going to barrel through this with pounding on Gunner's door.
What the hell you want?
The pounding intensifies.
Put my boots on.
Am I close enough to hear his door pounding?
Go to roll a perception check.
Okay.
Open the door.
That is a goddamn 20. Well, not a nat 20, but you know, 20.
You probably woke up about an hour before this. So what would you have done after waking up?
Pound on his door.
Maybe commune with nature, and then
Go dig
go out for a
yourself
wander.
Okay. We'll come back to you in just a minute then.
Mm-hmm.
So you do not hear this happening. Okay. You putting on your boots.
Boots and gun belt and open the door.
You see
Just
a
your-
man about maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet shorter than you, smiling up at you. Black hair pulled back, quite a bit of pomade in it, wearing very nice clothes, with an ivory-handled 6-gun sitting right in the front of his belt. Hello, good morning, love. Heard you were talking shit about my little brother. Well, that wasn't very smart, now was it? So I'll tell you what. Why don't you get your scared ass down to the Shady Tree Stables in an hour, and we can settle this. Don't worry, I ain't gonna shoot you today, but we'll settle this. We'll settle for humiliation. Reaches up and pats you on the cheek. See you in an hour. Turns around and walks down. You hear him open and close the door, and you hear his boots clumping down the stairs.
Stretch. I finally get to shoot someone.
So, the rest of you wake up. You
Didn't go to the room last night.
okay? So you ended up going to the sheriff's again.
No, it's just going to be a very tired day.
Okay. So you're gonna have 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
You slept in the church, and you slept in your room, correct?
Okay,
So what did you do? What did you do?
Yeah.
When you woke up?
Went down and had breakfast.
Okay. You would probably see Fian as she just kind of walks away. You see her, walk past the front door of the Welcome Member Inn, just past it and goes walking out among the town. Where do you wind up first thing in the morning? Like about 30 minutes after first light.
What's the weather like today?
It's cloudy, but you can see the storm is broken on the horizon. It's very humid, but there's no actual rain falling right now.
Okay. I'm going to go and pay 1 script and get a bath
Okay. Where?
at the Lonely Hearts
The
Mill.
Mill of Broken Hearts. Okay.
Broken Hearts.
She gladly accepts your money. Will point you towards an empty room with a bath. Since you're there alone, it's basically a spigot in the wall that you can fill up a bucket with and pour into like a small porcelain tub. You can kind of squeak in there and
I'm
wash as best you can.
washing my socks,
Yep.
pants, hanging them up.
Sounds good.
But I'm alone, and that's
Yep. After about an hour, she'll knock on the door and tell you that it's time to hurry up and get on your way.
okay.
So while you are in the main room of the inn, along with Cheer
Dressed
and
nicely
Darius,
again.
you. Is it just me right now?
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that. Just realized that was just me. But as you sit there, you see a familiar face walk in the door. She turns and looks at the three of you standing around a table, approaches, looks the three of you over, and Sheriff Wolford would like to have a word once your breakfast is done.
Oh, I figured he would eventually. We will make our way over there, thank you.
She kind of gives you a second look, Caliph, then turns around and walks away. Cheer kind of. What'd she do? Why she do that?
I don't know. People don't like my look.
Yeah, sounds right. And she'll continue to have breakfast. By the time you guys are finishing up with breakfast is when you hear the pounding upon your door.
Mm-hmm.
So once he's walked away, what do you do?
Go downstairs. Breakfast.
Okay. So, same breakfast as yesterday. Slab bacon and some bread.
Fold the bacon into the bread.
Bacon bread.
You look uglier than yesterday.
Why, thank you. I believe.
And your head is pounding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I tried to save you from drinking all of that cider, but, you know. Because I assume we can see the hangover on him.
Oh yeah. If hangover had a face.
Wouldn't be pretty.
I assume if you had any more of that, I would have looked any uglier last night.
I think you just hit on me. Please don't do that.
Do you have anything that I want?
Someone to shoot. We got anything to do in the next hour before I go take care of that?
The sheriff wants to talk to us.
Oh, I hope he doesn't tell me I can't shoot someone.
I'm disappointed I wasn't here for that exchange.
You
It
might
was
want to let
polite.
him know that you're going to shoot someone, and he might be a little more okay with that.
No. I'm just gonna go have a polite discussion with somebody.
Of course. Polite discussion with bullets. None of my business.
Unless you want it to be your business. In case jackass with the pomade brings friends.
I might keep an eye out for you.
Excellent.
This-
Cat! Can you find my ocularly impaired friend?
Nat is not here.
Nat? Who is?
Tilsa and Tomlin are here.
Tilsa!
That's her name.
Yes.
Is there any way you can find my ocularly impaired friend?
I don't see him.
Money.
Still don't see him.
I like your sister more than you.
Yeah. Well, I like her more than you.
Fair enough. Whiskey?
Tomlin kind of pours a glass of it. Here are the dog that bit you, I guess.
Raw egg?
No eggs around here, man.
There was egg for breakfast yesterday.
You see there's no egg today, right? Damn chickens got eaten there yesterday.
Some bitch.
Yeah.
What ate the chickens, and is this coming?
Jackals coming in and eating them, you know.
You don't keep them safe?
Well, I don't do anything. Why are you blaming this on me? I'm just telling you the news. Don't shoot the messenger.
Hey. Soft voices.
I'm sorry. Would you like another whiskey?
You wanna go outside?
No.
Fucking smart ass family.
You down it? It helps a little bit, you know, levels you off a
Yeah.
little bit, but you still got that. It goes from a pounding headache to just that dull thrum in your skull.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd like a shot of that whiskey, please.
Same glass that he had.
Down it too.
It's terrible whiskey. It is really. It's supposed to be sipping whiskey, and even then, it's not good.
The cheapest.
Do you have any
Jim
class,
Beam
sir?
or Crown Royal.
No. Okay.
Me or him?
Him, not
oh,
you.
okay, good. Because I have tons of class. Class to spare. What's class?
Yeah.
I think it's a social disease.
Oh, I had one of those. Just went over the healing hands. They cured it right up.
Remind me not to go to any of the whorehouses here.
Alright.
You should go find Rose.
Rose?
Night you'll never forget.
I'm
Shit, the
quite
whorehouse.
alright.
You just hear Darius very quickly just begins to look out the window and just smoke.
Smoking intensifies.
Just smoking intensifies, exactly.
I guess go over to the sheriff's.
Okay.
with my-
So the four of you collect up. head of the sheriff. So as you guys are walking out of the Ember Inn and heading on down, you see One Eye step out of the Mill of Broken Hearts. Looks very tired. He must have had a fantastic night.
One Eye, you get that wick wet?
He looks a lot cleaner.
I'll let you think what's in your head.
Now my head's 3 sizes too small. Go on, Sheriff wants to see us.
I think it started 3 sizes too small.
I start walking to the sheriff's.
So 6 sizes is too small.
Fian, for sake of brevity, we're gonna you will see them as they approach, so you can join them if you wish. But before that, while you are communing with nature, I would like you to go ahead and roll me a nature check.
This is gonna be awesome. And by awesome, I mean, well, it's alright. It's 11.
11.
I mean, it's alright.
This place has a strange, almost harmony to it. Typically, when you've been in a city, you've felt the land around almost resisting the population. Oh, like a disease, like a cat with fleas. It's trying to scratch at it, but not being able to quite reach where it needs to. You always had that feeling. Here, you don't have that feeling. But there's something else that just feels the tiniest bit off. You can't quite put your finger on it. It's just slightly unsettling.
Well, that's not good. Well, I'm gonna go check on the Yule Cap. And then be back.
Yeah, that's part of your walk. You go and your Yule Cap seems, as you bonded with it on your journey quite intensely. It's very happy to see you, as is the stable hand who sees you again and will come trotting up to you and hey, how you doing, Miss Fian?
Go straight to the Yule Cap.
If you could see the hurt on his face for just a second, but then he just kind of
the wave and walked right past.
he brushes it off, and he'll follow you there, and he'll talk to you about how beautiful the Yule Cap is and how good it is with you, and spending the time that I'm not going to, flirting with you.
Aye.
Which you don't return, I take it.
Nah.
He does a persuasion check.
You turn around, when you leave, it's that same kind of crestfallen look upon his face that you don't see. But he puts your Yule Cap back up, or actually lets it outside so that way it can run around a bit and get some exercise.
Well, she's either gonna not notice it, or she's gonna, he's just an inferior male specimen.
Oh, wow. Wow, goddamn, dude.
Like, either ignore it, or acknowledge it for what it is.
Wow. You are not the worth of the breathing material. Your breathing ritual is inferior.
Wow.
So, wow, okay. Learn something new about Kyle. All right. Fian, again, for brevity's sake, you will see them heading their way, now a very familiar way towards the sheriff's office. Now, it must not have been raining now at this point for about maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Road's almost dry. Same as before, like the earth itself appears to be pretty much dry. The road, just has that bit of wetness to it, almost like because it's sitting just like 6 or 8 inches deeper than the ground around it. But the ground around it appears to be pretty much dry. There's no more standing pools of water.
Take a moment, try to draw water out of it.
You get a few drops. That's it.
Move on.
By the time you guys reach the sheriff's office, as you guys are coming up, you see that same woman exit. She closes the door, looks over, sees the lot of you coming, looks directly at you, and then walks down the stairs and starts walking the opposite direction.
Do I know why she's looking at me so funny?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Let me not use any of this dice I've been using before.
It could have been good, too.
Could have been, right? Could have been. All night. 8.
8. It suddenly dawns on you. The female deputy that was in Squatter's plot when the displacement beast got out. Janine. That's her.
But she didn't. I was in disguise.
No. Exactly.
So she doesn't know who it is. She just knows.
The way you keep looking at her.
You are too obvious.
I need to be better about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's that you couldn't quite place the face, so you kept looking at her and looking at her. Now it finally dawns on you, and you're like, oh.
I'm gonna have to go flirt with her later to make it look more natural.
So, you arrive at the sheriff's office. Woolworth has the door open. He has his clawed, taloned feet up on his desk. When you all walk in, it seems almost like he was waiting for you. As you walk in, he puts his feet down, pulls his chair up, and just who I wanted to see, bright and early in the morning.
Am I there?
Most likely not. You're probably doing your rounds with Venuti. You know what? For sake of brevity, they would have gone to find you two, because they would want you to be part of this since you were part of the fight.
All right.
So again, for sake of brevity, we'll say yes. She would allow you to have a quick breakfast and then head on your way, so that way you can meet the sheriff. So, all of you are there. Currently, 5 of you are there, along with Sheer and Darius. He puts his feet down, and it's gonna be a bit. Pull up a chair.
Uh-oh. This does not sound very good.
You guys acquiesce?
Yeah.
As you guys get into position, dragging chairs across and making a ruckus for wood on wood, I'd like each of you guys to roll me a quick insight check.
Me? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you're there.
just double checking.
Meet tree stump.
That is nothing. Okay.
Who's been rolling unnaturally high today?
Yeah, I wish.
23.
9.
And you, Fian?
That was all of a 13.
13. And what was yours?
23.
23. You see Wolfworth glance at the cell that that man was in several times while you guys are pulling your seats around. Probably twice. He probably glanced in that direction twice.
What's his face?
Reuben.
Reuben.
Yeah, Reuben.
Like the
As you
sandwich.
all collect up, he's just kind of waiting for you. Actually spelled Roobin.
And what about the other gentleman? Is he still there in the cell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's still there.
I kind of look at the cell, see what's.
There's 3 along the back wall. As you know, you guys pull up your chairs and stuff. He looks over at you all, and very much appreciate you all getting Dailies here last night without bloodshed. I know he can be quite a handful and pretty volatile. You know, I'm very impressed that you all were able to get that done without bloodshed. Now, I needed to speak to him, as you know, because of the death of an acquaintance of mine named Ed. And he was able to shine a bit of light on that. It seems, according to him, the man who beat and gutted Ed was a friend of his, a miner. Been in town for a few weeks. Liked to frequent the Bent Pick pub, though apparently he wasn't much of a drinker. According to Delius, it was this man that killed Ed day before last. And well, I'm not entirely sure why. No one else seems to be either. It seems as if he just kind of snapped. Now, I don't trust Delius as far as I can throw him. But if what he says is true, I'd like you to verify and see if there's anyone else who knew this man. Man that was in my custody. No, I'm sorry. Forget that. A man who frequented the Bent Pick pub. I'd say you start there and ask some questions, see if anybody knows him.
You know his name.
Well, he didn't know his name, sadly. Or
Is he that one guy who's like?
I believe his name is Merrick, but I'm not entirely sure. Problem is only good folks such as yourself come and make themselves known to me.
Sheriff, do you know if this man just kind of snapped like Ruben over here did? Similar situation?
Well, that was the first thing that popped in my head. Now, Ruben didn't kill anybody, but I'm sure that given the opportunity, he would have.
You said he was disemboweled and beaten.
Yeah, that it was.
Kind of, and I could describe.
Yes.
By
Not good to
chance,
be poking your nose about.
Did both of them work in the Octase mine?
Which house? Which family? Or
No, the silver mine, the Octase mine.
I'm not entirely sure which mines they worked at, but that'd be definitely a question to ask.
So you want us to go back over to the bent pig, start nosing around about this Merrick fellow.
Exactly. Find out where he's gone. Find out what he's done.
You want us to tell you where he's gone, or you want us to go bring him back?
If you can find him and bring him back, well, maybe a bonus in it for you. I don't expect any of you all to work for free. But this is a sensitive matter. I'd like you all to keep it between yourselves. Try not to stir up too much of a ruckus.
As I stare straight at Gunner.
Well,
No ruckus.
the rockets might be difficult. It is a hard place, that bent pick of.
It's a bit rough and tumble, but I've seen you all able to avoid fights, and you all did kill that displacer beast. Then I'm sure you all can handle yourselves. That'll probably still carry some clout within the plot.
Yeah, happened yesterday. Use spreads quick.
Well, we will certainly take a look to see what we can find.
I haven't heard anything about payment yet. This being a sensitive matter and all.
Well, you all do this for me. I'll pay you 10 notes apiece. You bring them back. Well, I'll throw in an extra 10 each.
I like the sounds of this.
Sounds fair. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta see a horse about a man.
He kind of cocks his head a little bit of that, and just kind of shakes it off.
He means he's going to get in trouble.
A what?
I'm pretty sure the sheriff could have done without that kind of information.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What?
Oh,
I have
that'd be
no
fine.
intention of getting in any sort of anything.
Altercation?
I'm going to go walk down the street like a peaceable individual.
Oh. I think we should follow him and make sure he doesn't get himself in trouble.
I believe he does want us to, a few people there just to have some witnesses.
Yeah, it's always fun watching me walk. I got a nice ass.
Yes, you do, actually.
What?
What? It got a nice curvature to
Head
it?
over the step.
Okay, so he walks out the door. What do the rest of you do?
Tip my head to the
back
sheriff.
my buddy up.
You walk out after Gunner?
Let's see what this Goliath can do for himself.
What about you, Fian?
I guess I'm calling that one. That one there.
And Cher will grab you by the hand and kind of take you with.
Yes.
I use my tail and kind of brush it behind here a little.
I was
Does that
like,
work for you?
Huh?
Oh, okay. Well,
I just do this.
everyone has, got to learn about you somehow.
I do.
As you all make your way down the street, you guys can ask around a bit to figure out where exactly this place is. You guys discover the Shady Tree, Shady Tree Stables is one of the last buildings on the south side of town. There's a road heading east out of town that leads out more towards land owned by the Furgood estate. It's
Huh.
at the edge of town. Pretty, it's not
Old
nearly
town.
as big or as nice as the Vesher stables, but it's as you approach, you can see it's got a nice little corral. The corral right now you see is empty of yokeps and as well as horses or anything else. You can see there are about 24 people that seem to be hanging around the outside of the stables themselves. As you all approach, you guys can hear murmuring and people talking and seem to be having a good old time. What do you do?
Move on up.
As you get towards right up to the corral, you can look inside and you see standing in the center of the corral is Delius, and the hobgoblin is standing next to him, and they seem to be having a conversation. When you stand head and shoulders over most people, so as he sees you approach, he kind of looks at you and see a big smile kind of come across his face. He turns and speaks in that same strange, weird language to the hobgoblin, who smiles right back and then kind of steps out in front, raises his hands up, and says, "All right, ladies and gents, he's finally arrived. A little late, but that's okay. Sometimes it takes kind of hard to put your boots on when your hands are shaking so bad, right? But that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have today this big walking piece of shit, and we have Delius. Now, they're going to be dueling today to first shot. So, let's place some bets." And he begins moving about the crowd, placing bets. He has Gunner on 3-1 odds.
Then I will put 5 notes on Gunner.
Okay.
I will also put 5 notes on Gunner.
As you move up and you guys are dealing with this, you see Delius is doing tricks with his pistol. Pulling it out, practicing, getting himself limbered up, pulls it out, runs the chamber across his hand, drops rounds out, puts fresh rounds into it, puts it back in his holster, and just looking over at Gunner every once in a while, smiling.
That seems like a waste of rounds.
Do I understand duel?
In Orc, I say that.
Gonna roll me a just straight history check.
That is a 14.
You have seen a couple of duels before, and you've heard people talk about it before.
Most of the ones I've seen, were they lethal?
Most people duel like this, duel the first shot. So, what they do is they're going to have.
Got your deck of cards ready.
We'll do. Where are you? Here he is.
The real question is, I suppose, at that point.
Do basically you have 2 people standing. You have a target. Each one is shooting at the opposite target, almost facing each other as they do so. Duel to first shot is to pull, aim, fire, and hit the target, and be the first to do so. You can fire off multiple rounds, but if it takes you 2 shots and it takes him 1, he's won the duel. Understand? Alrighty. So,
Is that what is set up?
this is what is set up.
Okay.
As you guys look, there are 2 full bottles of what looks to be the 3 tree cider that are set up on 2 posts.
Okay, really?
And you
I'm just saying.
have
It's a waste.
Delius standing in front of one, and he
Why the cider?
points at your mark on yours. We'll step on up.
Which one is freaking out this time?
Crack my nut.
GM?
No terrain.
Oh, right, that makes sense.
Sweep the coat out of
That
around.
actually makes sense.
Then
Probably
step
haven't
up.
used this.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. May I? He holds his hand out.
Pull it. Spin it and hand it to him butt first.
He takes it. It's a bit big for my hand. I mean, obviously made for you, but fine piece of hardware here. You bit of a smith yourself?
People dabble.
Yeah, that's good. Well, if it was smaller, something that fit better in my hand, I might say we should wager this against mine, but this ain't gonna do me no good, so tell you what, make it even more interesting. I mean, embarrassment for you is gonna be fantastic, but you just got handed a whole stack of notes, so let's say between you and me, we put 20 notes up on this. What do you say?
Do it. Show me the money.
Pulls out a wad of 10 notes.
Yeah.
Peels off 2.
We gonna talk or we gonna shoot?
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. All right.
Sweep the other side of the coat back so the other one's visible.
Okay. He goes, all right now. Hands this, looks over at you, Fian. Oh, sweetheart, why don't you come here? Come here. Come here.
Nah,
Oh, you're gonna drop the thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. That is a net 4.
Not 4.
So total of 9.
It looks, he's just beckoning you over. You hop over the crowd and walk on, pat on over. As you do, you just, well, pretty lady, would you mind doing me a favor and holding on to this for us? And he hands you, you probably have a bunch of ones mainly, so it's a stack of 21s and 2 10s. Hands that to you.
Eddie. I'm holding it.
All right now.
Notes.
Thank you. Now, if you can stand right there, please. I'll need my money here in just a moment. So, while you are all in the crowd, I would like each of you guys to roll me perception checks. Not you and not you.
Okay. A little too close for that one.
So that would be a 18.
Finally a good roll. 22.
9.
Okay, the two of you are hearing a lot of people talking. A lot of the talk is how good Delius is. A lot of the talk is how good Delius is. And he hasn't lost one of these in a little while. It's been a bit.
Okay.
That's why the 3-to-1 odds. You've put up five notes for Gunner. You are either of you betting?
Yeah, I got 5 notes on
5 notes as well? Okay, on Gunner?
Yes.
Okay. When the hobgoblin comes to collect your all's bets, and when you bet on Gunner, he's puts it into a different pocket and like, it's your money. After
that one eye stares at him.
Yep.
And I want to do a
Sleight of hand.
intimidate check. Not to, just to know, just to be,
Well,
Who's got the big set?
Is that a 1?
that is a 22.
22. He kind of chuckles a little more than he should as he's walking away from you. But you haven't put him on his back heel or anything, but definitely you won the stare down.
Okay.
Dang it, he was at an advantage too. He had 2 eyes.
Such a dick. So ableist, man. Alright, so
And
You lost
we're
a
gonna
stare
do
down with
here
a one-eyed
to make-
man. You should feel bad.
sorry,
You
I'm gonna
should.
put that down for just a second. So just to make it so that way we can actually see this a little bit better.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, right. I guess we did.
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. You can't even
Well,
see.
We've made that
there we
joke. You were here for
So-
that.
I know.
go. Now,
I will repeat it.
this is the Guns of Erroll dueling system, okay? And it's also going to be the gambling system. When it matters, instead of us just simply rolling dice, we're going to be playing with cards. So, it's one hand. We play a type of modified
Poker.
Texas Hold'em, okay? So this would be Tethys Hold'em, as it were, okay? So, three face cards are played. The NPC gets 2 whole cards. Those are played face down. The characters' whole cards are played face up, so that way we can all enjoy what's happening. Okay. Now, the object of the game is to create the best 5-card hand that you can. Now, where the character's skill and luck comes in is a gambling score that each of you have, or a dueling score. Okay, so your dueling score is half of your proficiency modifier rounded up, half of your dexterity modifier or your charisma modifier rounded down. Then if you have fighting style like duelist that can add a modifier, there's some feats that I've created that will add a modifier to it, usually a 1. So the higher level characters will tend to get more cards. If you take that number, of whatever that number is, that's how many extra cards you're going to get in order to create your 5-card hand. So the more cards you have, the better chance you have of making a better hand.
Does proficiency with gaming set?
Well, that's where your proficiency
For gambling.
comes in. Yeah, for gambling, that's where that comes in. But dueling is
So
different.
like I'm not proficient, so I wouldn't get it.
In dueling, everybody uses their base proficiency. In gambling, if you're not proficient in the gambling set, you don't get your proficiency. It's just either your charisma or your dexterity.
So I would
Okay.
get proficiency.
Because he's proficient with the gambling set. Okay, so we're gonna play our first round of a duel, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So we want to keep this involved like this because it matters.
Yeah.
We got some pride on the line, so let's
Just
see
a
what
little bit.
happens. Okay, so first off, it's gonna be as the challenger, the NPC is first. So NPC, then Gunner,
You don't burn a
then
card?
NPC, then Gunner, and now the 3 cards in the
Oh,
hole.
that's crap.
1, 2.
And then where does
That is-
Okay,
where does his skill come in?
He gets
now
an extra card.
Extra cards?
Yeah, well,
so
let's
what is your dueling proficiency? So
Plus 3.
So half of your proficiency is 1. You're using your dexterity, correct? So that's another 1, and then you do have duelist. So that's an additional 1. So
Yeah.
you get 3 extra cards to make your 5-card hand.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh,
A pair.
you gotta be kidding me.
Only a pair.
And he gets 2.
That was close.
So now put cards away.
1, 2, 3.
That was
all the.
really close.
That's all he has is a pair.
You
of
almost
threes.
got a damn straight.
Yeah, he almost did. Actually, no.
That was really close to
Dang it! He could have gone to flush too.
3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6.
close.
He could have. He was close.
He was 1 card away from a flush,
Or
One card away
and
from
1
a
card
straight.
away
So
from a straight.
basically I lose.
Well,
Honestly,
no,
We don't know what the other
You got a
guy's
pair of
cards are.
3s
Okay.
Pair of threes with a king.
with a king high.
King high, yeah.
And a 10.
He has, with his best hand,
Show it.
nothing.
Wow.
He has nothing.
That's honestly what I usually get in a hand
Wow.
of Texas
He
Hold'em
has
is a fucking
a
pair.
2 and a jack. That's his best.
That's crap.
Because he has his own 3, which is nothing.
Yeah, well, with
Because
with the king
drew
high,
both
I assume the
threes.
jack is the highest suit or the highest card overall.
Well, no, he
No,
wins
it's-
with a pair.
Well,
I
I
have
mean,
a pair
I
of
mean the jack is the highest card in his hand.
No, there's no 3 in the hole.
Oh yeah,
You
right.
got
Yeah,
both.
it's,
Yeah,
he,
that's
he
right.
I
got
had both 3s.
so
in my hand.
his
Oh, yeah,
his
that's
best
right.
3 card or
Yeah,
5-card hand is that.
For some reason, my mind
Wow.
put the other 3 in the. In
So
the
that
middle of
is
I've never won on a pair of 3s before.
right.
It's the first time for everything.
I
pair of
wish.
3s, king high.
pair of
Someone has
3s,
something.
King high.
queen high.
Oh.
I had a king in hand.
But you remember you're making 5 cards.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So because you won this, you're going. You only won with a pair. So you're going to get first roll
Okay.
against the AC of the bottle.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ah.
Was that crap?
It's a 9.
9. Okay. So your first shot, you see the bottle wobble.
Action surge.
You're gonna get your shot right after he gets it. Hits. That is a natural 2. So that is a 7. So his first shot, you're
Oh dear God.
14.
14. Your second shot as you fire, hits, and the bottle shatters. His second shot also shatters the bottle. But you get it just that close. Hobgoblin comes up.
Yeah.
Looks like we got ourselves a winner. And Dalius remains champion.
Oh, hold on.
What did I say?
Roll me a perception check.
That one! I saw the same thing! Yeah!
All of you can attempt to do that as well.
So perception?
Yep.
That was crap. No.
Ah,
Natural
God!
one.
You were meant to lose that one by default, apparently.
The dice are telling the story tonight.
And let's see. No.
Hold up. Insight check on him.
That's also, that is,
With your perception, it's too close to tell. How badly did you roll on perception, by the way?
I rolled an 8.
Yeah, it was so close. But as you start to hear some people in the crowd start to boo. Nah, the big guy won it, the big guy won it. I rolled a natural 20 for the
Crowd.
and you see the others go, hold on. My friend here may be mistaken.
I'm gonna walk up to that hobgoblin.
So you hop the fence?
Yep.
He goes, whoa, hold on. What do you say to another shot? Just so there's nothing untoward for anybody.
Do it. You want to put money on it again, but you already lost one bet.
Well, we'll keep the bet as my friend here says I won.
I'm
Some people
sure.
say I lost. That's fine.
And you know damn well you lost.
Damn close to me.
I
I couldn't tell.
I'm gonna do that same one-eyed thing with the hobgoblin.
No, he's at this point he's paying attention to these two.
I'm strolling up to him.
Okay. Roll me a history check.
It's probably a route to go up to a duel.
11.
11? You haven't seen anybody interfere with the duel before.
I'll hold my hand out, saying, if I see him, saying,
You see me coming.
So he holds his hand out to
It
you.
would be hard for him to hide here, so.
As soon as I see the hand, I'll stop.
What do you say? Leave it as it is. We can even raise the bet if you want. But one more shot. One more round. What say you? Took us both 2 shots. Come on, I know we can do better.
one more round.
All right, 2 fresh bottles, please.
You buy the drinks afterward either way.
Oh, fine. That's modified by
I'm
me.
gonna go up to the bookie and put 5 more script on him.
Okay. Well, he looks over him. He's like, take another round of betting. That's fine. That's fine. And this time, betting is split right down the middle at this point. But you probably know
Do I
about
still have the
80% of it.
3-1 from the first one?
No. Now it's 2-1.
Okay. Damn it.
He's adjusted the odds a bit. 2-1 now. 2-1. Both-
Wait. Stays the same. That means the odds.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Come on, man. 3-1. Give him his odds. He ain't gonna get that lucky twice. Come on, man. Like, all right. So he 3-1. 5 more. All right. He takes this time betting. Like I said, it's about split down the middle. He doesn't let anybody retract previous bets. But some people who bet on dailies now puts equal money on Gunner.
So still 3-1 odds?
Still 3-1 odds.
So essentially, the people bet on Gunners and Dailies. If Dailies wins, nothing.
Talk about the losing of favor.
Well, that's why he don't
Assuming.
want to lose no favor.
Yeah, he has to hold his reputation on this one.
Okay, so at this point, one thing I forgot is Fian, you are given a tin can that's been opened up to hold up and drop. When the can hits the floor is when you drop.
Yeah.
That is something I missed the first time.
You're like in.
You're
I
like
am
in the
the
car
flag
races.
girl.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're the flag girl, or the poncho girl, however you want to do it.
Now,
Or the cup girl.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
You have 1 cup. Even though it's
can't
one,
finish
one
that.
girl, one
Let's
cup.
go ahead and
Be
stop.
considered
Right there.
If no one sees you
And
do
back.
it, he definitely knows he's been attacked. He may not know who it's from, but it's one of those things of vicious mockery. No, you have to speak to him because it's you speaking to him is what causes
It's a
the
psychic
damage.
thing.
It's a psychic thing. So it's you channeling that energy at him. So yeah, vicious mockery is one of
Your
those
mother
ones
was
like-
a hamster.
Yeah,
Your
you
father
can't
smelled
really
the
hide it.
elderberries.
You insult them so bad that their mother doesn't, in fact, feel it.
The
At least
goal-
in their head it does. And that's one hell of a
The goal
headache.
with vicious mockery is to kill them with vicious mockery. Insult them so bad and
Insult them to death. Yeah.
give my
Pretty
friend
much.
Gunner.
Your mother never
not
loved
friend
you.
Gunner, an inspirational speech briefly before he begins this again.
What's the range on inspiring?
Oh, he's well within range. It's literally
Sight.
ear shot. And vision shot, of course.
Well, you're looking for.
I think it's one or
bard?
the other. It might be one or the
Yeah,
other.
Actions.
A pep talk.
Let me see real quickly.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to give
That's the fun part about the bards.
under
A
actions.
lot of the
Yeah,
bard
actions.
stuff.
Here.
Bardic inspiration.
60 feet.
Now I
60
wish I
feet.
could
So
hear you.
he's about 30 feet away. I want to know what you say.
Gunner, aim for the middle. Shoot true. You know you have it inside you.
So you can you take a D6 inspiration die that, despite already knowing that there's just this tingle in the
Yeah.
back of your head of like, yeah,
I can't shoot true.
All right.
Fuck, when I aim for the middle of a bottle, I'm blowing the cork out that bitch.
That's the spirit.
Okay. So once again, the crowd begins to go silent.
Short rest. That's
The end. You raise it above the head, and as soon
It rolls right off the table.
And as
Like a
soon
bat.
as it hits the ground, you both
Roll.
will attempt to draw. Okay, so once again, as he is the challenger,
Ooh.
3 whole cards.
5, 7.
Ooh. Oh no, that's crap. That's crap.
Oh, that is such crap.
Yeah. I think I
Now, 3 extra cards.
There we
Oh.
go. There we
ooh,
go.
Hold up. Oh, pair.
Pair of 7s.
Pair of 5. Ooh.
2 pair.
2 pair, yeah.
2 pair on his hands alone.
And
2 pair with the queen high.
Well, if you adjust his cards, then it would be jack high. I don't know how
No.
this is gonna work out.
You best 5.
Pair of
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. A king?
Oh. 2. He needs another pair though. 6 and 9.
Pair wins.
the 5 and 7 2 pair beats the pair of queens. So 2 pair actually nets you an additional advantage. You
Go ahead
get
and lay
first shot.
Go ahead and lay the other cards down, I would say.
Oh,
It was
Well,
a
let's
9
see.
and a
Yeah,
6,
9
wasn't
and
it?
a
Yeah. Oh,
You-
you
So
know.
they can be seen.
you
I totally forgot that.
are
Okay.
able.
There we go. It's all good.
If you miss your shot, he has disadvantage on his shot.
Okay.
Plus,
Oh, let's see.
Yep.
This is a 26.
You go to draw, and as you do,
You don't even have to look at it.
his revolver sticks in his holster for just a second, giving you time to aim and fire. And you see the top of that cork just, and the bottle wobble and stop. And as he takes his gun out and aims, smiles, and reholsters it without firing. Turns to you. And peels off the $20.
Take the notes.
To the winner go the spoils. Now, keep bad mouth my brother, and we'll do it for real.
Served its purpose. No harm
Well,
intended. No offense meant.
offense has been quelled. We start a scratch. Now, if you don't mind,
I'll hand
I'd
it.
like to get a drink. Why don't we head over to Ben Pick Pub and get ourselves some ale?
I'll buy you around.
First round's on me, as agreed.
Fair enough.
Do you see the hobgoblin? It's kind of like you see him getting kind of angry, and you see Gaelic just shooting him a look.
I'm the first one.
Oh, my money!
Well, when Dale, like, he sees you and he's just roll another intimidate check.
He gives you 4 to 1 odds.
He's a scary little dwarf.
Yeah.
It's a scary wee man.
21.
4 to 1 odds on it.
Doesn't seem to work as well the second time, but he just kind of grumbles and hands you your
30?
at this point $30. Hands you 30 notes. Seems like he made about as much, as he would have lost. Like they kind of break even a bit, but because it's just you guys and maybe a handful of other people that made the second bet on Gunner. Literally on the first round, only you three bet on, or you two bet on Gunner. That was it. So they kind of break fairly even. He gives you your 15. But it's a look from Dalius that seems to get him to calm down a bit as he steps back and just kind of graciously, now with that smile spread out on his face again, as he deals with everybody handing out money. As Dalius goes, come on, let's head over to the pub.
I'll go get the bottle off the fence.
The bottles are taken down. It's, the hobgoblin stuff.
I'm taking a swig.
Oh, so you pull. Well, the one that you shot at, yeah, you're like, oh shit, you can't.
Get
The
a
cork's,
corkscrew.
the top of the cork's gone. Like you have
Wait
to
a
dig it
minute.
out with a blade.
How much water is in this alcohol?
Not much. None.
Yeah.
The court just yeet.
It's like, oh wow, it's just pure.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Wow, look, this
That'd be interesting.
this cider's now.
I have a natural 20. That
All right, the dice is telling the story. As you go to pull out, you're looking at it. The cork shoots out, almost hitting you in the face, and
It's 100 proof alcohol.
quite a
though.
bit of alcohol just splashes onto your jacket.
No, it goes straight to Fiance. Yep.
Oh, just and then comes off you, and then you see it kind of float in the air and land in Fion's mouth.
There you go.
The hobgoblin.
He just kind of takes it. Well, Fion.
I'm betting
Yeah,
stuff that doesn't
that's
have that
the
much
right
water in it.
response,
There you go.
The hobgoblin and Dalius.
they're the
You guys accompany the two of them.
Yeah.
Dalius, while you guys are walking, he looks back at you all and, no offense meant, no harm done, but I'm protective of my brother and my family. You're an interesting lot, aren't you? What's got you working for Wolvers, huh?
Notes.
You think the sheriff of a backwater place like Brownwater could pay better than someone like me or one of the three families?
I think I take jobs that are offered that are fair work.
Well,
Yep.
we may be able to have ourselves a conversation once we get to the pub.
Sounds like a plan.
As you all make your way to the squatter's plot, again, like it's a straight shot up the road, and then veering to the right in order to get to the Bent Pick pub. Still in its typical place. You guys have heard that it's torn down every once in a while and moved once the ground gets a little too bad to support the tent, but it's still in its customary place. Fairly close to Brighton's Goods. Still, basically right in his backyard. As you all walk in, same bugbear is standing behind the bar itself. Place is fairly empty, as at this point it's probably about 10:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, right around there. There's maybe 5-6 people sitting around. Card game going on among 3 of them that are just playing a game. It's copper pieces, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's not anything, These
Wayne-
people aren't rich, here in Squatter's Block.
Is Wayne there?
Fionn walks in
Wayne
rosy
is not
cheeks.
there, actually. Wayne currently isn't there. And none of you guys saw him in the Amber Inn last night. As you all get inside the pub, while he sits down and Gunnar sits with him, what are the 4 of you doing for now?
Looking for that other guy who's.
He is conspicuously very much not at the bar.
I am going to, before I get to the Bent Pick, dive off behind another tent and disguise self.
Okay.
You would have known damn well after that little, after Theon had that drink that she was rosy cheeked.
Can I change
Yeah, you're already rosy cheeked.
I rolled a natural 6
Can
on
I
that
change
fortitude
the-
save. Yeah, rosy cheeked.
the species, the race I am?
Yeah.
Oh, a tall humanoid. Might be more like a giant.
No,
Same size
Well,
though.
you can go a foot taller or a foot shorter.
A little bit taller, that I am.
Okay, so a few inches
6
taller.
foot,
Okay,
yeah.
just
6
like
foot 2.
like a
Or 6 foot
human.
6. You're
How do you
LeBron
look?
James.
What do you look like?
LeBron James.
Dirty looking human like I've been in the mines.
Okay. So greasy hair, dirty skin, kind of shabby, common clothing.
But no one that looks of any
Note.
note that anyone would remember later on.
Okay. So you do
Nondescript.
that before you reach the Ben Pig pub. So what do you guys do once you get to the pub?
Go in and order a drink.
Okay. You've noticed that guy is conspicuous, very much not at the bar.
And totally don't have an interest in card games that was totally not played here just a moment ago.
Okay. So you're just staring at the card game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just watching the card game.
Okay. They try to talk at you a bit when they realize that you're not really paying attention. You're just paying attention to the game. It takes them a minute or two.
Cards.
Yeah, it takes them a minute or two for them to kind of slowly get back to the game and kind of looking at you every once in a while.
Kind
as
of
you're
wandering
watching
around the table looking at everyone's hands.
them. Well, when you come up, they. And you.
I am going to that big bugbear bartender. And I'm like, what's your offer?
He points at a keg of ale.
Oh, that's the only thing, huh? I'll have one.
And at this point, Dahlia sits down at a table with you and goes, "My friend, bring over here, please." As the hobgoblin sits next to you. A little too close, you know?
Yeah.
But not threatening, at least. Starts counting up what fair profits what few profits they have left from the little thing outside. Bugbear comes around, places the three on the table, turns around without getting paid, goes back around. He was in the middle of pouring yours when he put yours down, filled the other three, and comes back and gives you yours.
Okay.
And he taps on the table.
What's your charge? I put down copper. I show him copper, and I put 2 pieces of copper.
Takes the 2 copper. When you take a sip, you understand why it costs 2 copper.
Okay.
If you added like 45% water, or if you added probably 70% water to a cup and then poured the rest, fill the rest up with Bud Light, it's about how this would taste.
Okay.
Throat Slake at its finest, or
Mostly water.
yeah, or not finest, however you want to look at it.
The epitome of this stuff.
So while he's having a conversation with Delius, is anybody else doing anything of import?
I sit close to Gunner.
Same table?
No,
Close enough to over here?
close enough to overhear and react if
I'll ask,
people can,
in Dwarf, I'll be like, so how'd you get the name One Eye? How'd you lose it?
Well, I thought it was self-explanatory.
Yeah, but how'd you lose it? During the war?
I'm
overhear that?
wondering why you feel
At this point, Delius
we
is
know
talking.
each other well enough for me to be telling you that.
I will be mingling around.
Working together for a bit?
I will want you to roll me a perception check and just leave it there for now. We'll get back to it. You guys can continue the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, it seems kind of rude just to call you just by an attribute.
Well, I'm fine with being called One Eye, on account that I have one functioning eye.
So you weren't born with that, right? Like with that name?
Oh, I was born with this eye, yes. It's me own eye. Gifted to me by me ma.
So
Don't break me. I just lost the
Congratulations, you broke the GM.
That was the best answer I've ever heard to that question.
winner.
Done. Guys, rolls over.
wow. So were you born with the name One Eye? That seems kind of prophetic in a way.
Well, me ma never really saw me with only one eye, so the answer to that is no.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to keep this continuous conversation another time. It seems like maybe we get to know each other a bit better.
Well, if I be trusting you a little more, maybe I'll be telling you.
I'll hold you to that.
So, and you're just watching the card game, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna sound weird, but I would like you to roll me a persuasion roll.
They give you money.
18.
18.
They think you're a hooker.
After you watch for a little bit, one of the guys tells you to sit down next to him and starts teaching you how to play. Losing money in the process because he's literally telling you the cards that he has and explaining them to you. So he's losing money for that and then offers to buy you a drink.
I won't say no.
So he buys you a drink and you sit there. It's terrible. I mean, this is that. I mean, yeah.
This is not the cider.
No. The cider at least tasted good. Like, yeah, it was like drinking jalapeno juice almost, but at least it tasted good.
It tasted like home. Well, close enough.
But he has a, he starts teaching you the game. So you stay long enough, you can actually learn the rules.
Okay.
We'll give you an intelligence check afterwards and see.
Yeah, that's gonna go well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how much
Roll
goes
a
in one ear and
20
out
so
the
that
other.
we can be proficient in gambling.
So, what'd you roll?
19.
Okay, so you sit down on the table. Now, there's the 3 men playing cards. There's another group of people who are, like, there's no real back of the bar. Everything is back of the bar of this place. But you see that there's 3 guys who are having a conversation that you kind of get close to, sit down with a beer and just kind of, drink into your cups, staring into your cups. You can hear a conversation between the 3 of them. They're talking about a bunch of people that showed up yesterday and took that man who's been sitting at the bar for the last 5 days or 4 days, just walked them right out without a word.
Did they give a number of people?
They just say a bunch. They don't give an exact number.
Any description of them?
The only thing that they say is the man who came in and just escorted them out had a very, very brightly colored red and white sash around his neck.
And does that match the red and white, or does that match the sash that I've seen before?
They don't describe it. It's just a red and white sash. But, I mean, that definitely rings a bell from the man last night. So, while that's happening, so what's your name?
Gunner.
Gunner. Good to meet you, Gunner. So, again, why are you working for Wolvers? You looking for other work, or are you just taking it as it comes?
As a sporting gentleman, I take opportunities when they present themselves. Individuals that need peace of mind. Individuals that need their mind in pieces. You know how it works.
I think we understand each other. What is Wolvers having you worked on right now?
I think you know the answer to that question before you asked it.
Well, he bringing you in on this edit thing?
I don't know if bringing in really specifies it, but
Oh, so he's having you look around. He's got a mind for that man America I told him about, does he?
why, you know where that man is?
I
Might make my life easy.
I might be able to do that, but how you gonna make my life easy? You willing to work for information?
Depends on the work.
Well, what if you were sitting in the middle of a field and you had a single stone and you could kill 1 bird with that stone? Or, played your cards right, might be able to kill 2 birds with that 1 stone. What would you say to that?
I'd say it's fucking cryptic.
We're trying to have a private conversation here, friend. You mind fucking off?
My apologies. I couldn't resist. It was perfect timing.
So is that a yes to fucking off?
Half stack's alright.
All right then. But it's on you.
Half stack, why don't you go grab me another beer? I know, sandpaper. One Eye, would you please retrieve some beverages for me and my
Would that be better?
acquaintance?
I would be honored. And since he asked nicely, I'll go get another round.
So he kind of watches him walk away.
He ain't been right after the war. Don't fret.
Well, I assume he'd be taking it with you, but tell you what, there's more going on in Brownwater than you or even that Goldilocks knows. But you play your cards right, you get my good graces, I'm able to help you out. Tit for tat, information for information, favors for favors.
Sounds like a fair working relationship.
That it is. So, you're looking for that man Merrick, right? Well, I might know about where he is.
And for this courtesy, you'll be wanting.
Well, I'm gonna be needing a few heads busted. We've had their warnings already, but I don't like getting my hands dirty, you understand? I like to be on the up and up in the eyes of the law. You understand? But you look like you don't mind getting your hands dirty. So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where that man Merrick is, if you agree that you'll do a little bit of wet work for me, as it were.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, sir. Now, if somebody gets into a quarrel with me, what can I do?
Well, thing is, where you're going to be going, ain't no menace law out there.
In that case, the laws of nature apply. If somebody gets into a quarrel with me,
That they do.
what can I do?
So what do you say?
Well, if you point the direction for this quarrel, go commence to walking into it.
Well, just so happens,
Although, depending on the danger level, it might be worth more than a little information. Like you said, Wolverine don't pay all that well.
well, like I was saying, you know, I'm facilitating you making more money with Wolverine. At the same time, you're doing a little favor for me, and I'm getting rid of that legwork for you. It may take you weeks to find where this man went, and by the time you find out, maybe you may already be long gone. But play cards right with Delius. Oh, us Harless boys, always good for it. So I'll tell you what, you agree to help me out, and I'll point you where those birds are at.
Tell me who made the handles for that 6-gun.
You're looking at him, son.
Pair of handles for the left gun, and the information, we got a deal.
Oh, that's too much, my man.
I'll
That's
pay for the
too much.
materials.
I'll talk about that if you live long enough when you get back. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, then. See, Brownwater's having a problem over there in Squatter's Plot. Too many people. I mean, look around. Ain't really a good country out there, if you take my meaning.
Overcrowding is a tragedy.
Well, Woolworth is taking to sending a lot of these other folk that are coming through that can't pay, can't stay. Send them over there to Bigger Ridge. Now, Bigger Ridge, they got quite a camp going on there. Camp that rivals this here plot here. A lot of goings on there. A lot of people staying outside the law, if you catch my meaning. Well, a few of those men have decided that they want to try to rustle up some work that I already had taken care of. Trying to cut off some of my profits, as it were. And I don't take real kindly with that. You make sure they never interfere with my business again. We'll call it square. And why you just so happen to be in Bigger Ridge, I'd ask a few people while you're there about this Merrick fellow. May prove to be useful.
Sounds like I may take a short vacation.
Well, if you think Squatter's Plot's bad, ain't gonna be much of a vacation.
Well, Guess it'd be short then.
Yeah, I think our business is taken care of today.
What business? We just had a conversation over a drink.
Exactly. You have yourself a mighty fine day. Hope this weather clears up. Already missing the sun. Stands up, hobgoblin with him, turns around and walks out the Bent Pig Pub.
This is when I show up with.
With 3 beers. Yeah.
Who says I'm not subtle?
I'll say that.
Why? I am subtle. I just found out where America is. At least
Well, good for you, but
people
you're
that
not
know where
subtle.
America is. All we gotta do is deal with a few undesirables.
All right, well, with your drink, he hands you 15 notes.
What's that for?
Oh, that's your share of the winnings.
I got my share of the wins.
Well, okay, you take care of me, I'll take care of you.
Protested ones, fair enough. Money for me.
So, after a while, you see Delius walk out. All 3 of you do.
Anybody else bet?
Hey.
Yeah, the many in the crowd. They made a lot of money.
What do y'all do?
I keep listening
I'm learning to
around,
play cards.
maybe quietly asking a few people about Merrick.
Go to roll your persuasion check.
Even with, that's a 7.
7? Give it a tight lip around here. As soon as you sit down and try to spark up conversation, they look at you like, I don't know you. Walk on.
Get up and mingle with someone else.
You don't really get any other information. You've figured out quite a bit of information just from, much more information than just by listening. It's at this point that you see that Delius has walked out with the hobgoblin.
About how long has it been?
The meeting was probably about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Like they talked in circles a bit.
And that lasts for an hour. Yeah, I think I'd
You got probably about 15 minutes left.
decide I'm not gonna risk it and head on back out where I can
Dispel.
drop it, dispel it
Okay.
without being seen.
Which one? Which spell? This spell. This spell.
And what are the rest of you doing?
This guy so.
No, I'm playing cards. Or learning to play cards, I should say.
I will.
You will see Delius leave.
So
You continue to play, or
Furball! He doesn't know how to play cards anyway. Time to go.
gonna roll your intelligence check. Come on, big money.
20.
That's a 16, sorry.
16.
Total 16.
So you catch on pretty well. Like you've got most of the rules. It'll probably take a couple more hours of play to really get it, in your head. But you're learning how to play cards now. You're on your way.
I'm
The
on
wild
my
woman is
way.
learning to play, learning to gamble.
It's,
Let's play strip poker.
the rules are so they're very esoteric, but for some reason you pick them up real quick. Like you equate everything to nature, so it's just trying to do that.
Anyway.
Like 2 rabbits is much better than 1. 3 is even better than 2.
4? Oh man.
I don't know
2
why I
pairs
went
of
to all
2,
5
yeah.
of these, but that is still good.
3 rabbits and 2 rabbits, that's even better. Like but equating everything to nature. So what are all you going to do at this point?
I'm taking Furball to the gambling table where they play for real money.
Gunner,
Oh, and
Good.
Emberin?
find anything useful?
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
think my keen sense of intuition tells me we should go to Vigor Ridge and
What's-
ask around about Merrick.
where's that and what's that?
Apparently
Okay.
it's out of town and it's where people who can't afford to stay in this.
You get
Fine.
Yeah,
a mental image of the sign outside of town. Speaking of no coin, no notes, head west to Vigor Ridge.
We were directed there before.
We were.
If you had no money, you had that one. They were basically stopping anybody from entering Brownwater that could not pay for room and board.
Oh, because they didn't want him in Squatter's Plot.
Nope, they're doing their best to try to curtail that, but people are literally sneaking into Squatter's Plot.
That's pretty crap.
So people who can't afford to live in this fine establishment go there.
More work to be done.
Exactly.
Not that kind of work that you're thinking of.
No, there's some of that kind of work to be done too.
All right.
It helps just look the other way. Say your words. Give them a proper burial. Kick a little dust.
I
How
want
much does around
the
here?
two of you to go ahead and roll me an intelligence check. Or we'll make it a history check.
Me?
Both of you.
History, intelligence is the same as
7.
14.
Okay. So what are y'all doing?
I'm going back to the Ember Inn for a bath and a drink before I go to the hellhole.
All right. I'm going back to the church.
You'll see them leaving the then pick bum.
Well, I think at that point I'd already left and tried to sneak back to the Ember Inn.
You see where the hat rack went?
So you don't follow them to the end.
No, I'm going
Why
back
would
to
you
the
leave your hat on a rack in this place?
to the church, and then
What?
to let Sister Vermonti know where I'm
Well, I
going.
don't have a hat.
Okay. So you tell her you're gonna go to the end? Okay.
Oh
Where
no,
did you
to
lose
the
it?
Where does Dahlia's keep
the
going?
ridge.
Okay.
Where does Dahlia's keep going?
To his tent.
Mm.
And then I'll go back to the Emperor.
Okay. So the four of you guys will reach the Ember Inn. Same as before. It's a little better now that it's not raining. The clouds are beginning to part. You're getting a bit more sunlight, and it's still very humid for this area, which heat's starting to kick in already. So it's starting to get a little uncomfortable now. You know, you're kind of missing the overcast day and the rain. You know, but it's not too bad of a day yet. Once you are all in the Ember Inn, what are y'all doing when you get there?
Rounding everybody up.
Okay.
It is during the day.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, it's past lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
I come in and take my hat off and tip it at Gunner.
Where'd you go?
Oh, just finding out some information
About?
about all that's going on.
Such as?
Such as, you remember that guy at the bar over at the Bent Pick yesterday? With the rather vacant stare?
The one that was about as fun to talk to as a doorpost?
Yes. Sounds like the same group that bailed out Ruben.
Ruben.
Escorted him out of town as well.
Why?
Hell. Sounds like a coincidence.
It certainly does, since they both seem to be afflicted with the same level of attention for going on around them, and malleability.
Well, good news. I found a lead directing us towards Reuben. Not Reuben. Merrick. You know, the one the sheriff wants us to find.
And his... Oh? And where would that be?
Bad news. Vigor Ridge.
Was the group heading towards that way when they left?
They went north out of town.
And which way is Vigor Ridge?
Well, if they're going out of town, they're following the path. I mean, they gotta head north out of town. You don't really watch to see if they turn off the road or anything.
Okay. Well, it can't be any worse than Squatter's Plot.
I be thinking it is.
I've been in many worse places.
Okay.
Might want to leave your fancy laundry behind for this one.
Oh, as I normally do. I will be back. I do enjoy dressing up, though. I go upstairs and change into one of the common set of clothes I have.
What time is it?
It's past lunchtime.
Say we enjoy ourselves in the shade for the rest of the day and start off early tomorrow morning.
It's about now that you arrive at the Ember Inn. When you walk inside, you see a familiar figure sitting at a table by herself. Same style of dress that she wore before. A different color though. This one is a stark red. Has the umbrella across her lap, closed up, sipping at a bit of the cider. Oh, as soon as you walk in, she makes eye contact with you, smiles, and waves you over.
I'll go ahead and go.
You all see him walk in, walk past your all's table, and sit with a woman who you guys have probably seen in here a time or two at this point. Oh, well, one time at this point. Older lady. I mean, she was probably drop dead gorgeous when she was younger. Still beautiful. Carries herself with an air of aristocracy. Very straight back, very proper, very polite. If you attempt to make conversation, she makes very, very good small talk. She's expert at small talk that revolves around absolutely nothing. But you see Dakin walk in, pad over to her, and she points at a chair that's been, pulled out of the table for you.
I'll go ahead and sit down. In Elvish, Lady Marigold Creel.
Oh, well. Nice to put a face with the full name now, isn't it? She responds in Elvish. She looks over at you and like, how you finding Brownwater?
Interesting. A lot of work to be had around here.
Oh, there is.
Nasty bit of business in Squatter's Plot yesterday.
Oh, well, I heard some far-fetched tale of some beast killing half a dozen people, or a dozen people, or one person, depending on who you talk to.
It was just one.
Well, that's what the sheriff told me, so that's what I would assume would be the correct number. I heard you may have had a hand in that.
I did. Oh, we just happened to be in the area.
Well, seemed to be a man that's always in the right place at the right time. I mean, nice old lady needed herself an escort. You happened to be there. Some people being attacked by some savage beast, and you happened to be there. And well, now you just happen to be in the Ember Inn this time of day when I was needing a bit of work.
What kind of work?
Well, now that you know who I am, you understand that what my house does. And see, we've had a bit of an issue the last couple of weeks. Some right impolite people have been going after our herds just to the north. We try to breed them and break them up there. We bring them down here for Brownwater for sale. And well, we had over 24 of our herd just disappear. And well, that's quite a number that I'm not too happy about.
A lot of work.
Yeah, it is indeed. I was hoping that perhaps you and maybe some of your friends might be able to help out little old Marigold Creel.
How so?
Well, I would like you to try to find those very fine specimens and bring them back to where they belong.
It's the Yolkips, right? Yep. Yeah. And these are, I'm assuming, Yolkips, right? Not the horses?
Oh, Yolkips, the very finest breed. Made special with a partnership between us and the Vesher Guild. Well, these Yolkip are prime specimens. Find nothing like them nowhere. That gentleman there, and she kind of nods over towards Gunner, would be able to ride one without a single problem.
Really?
Strongest Yolkips you ever see. And not quite as ornery as others. Catch themselves a fair price.
Seems rather useful.
Indeed.
So you said up to the north?
It'd be just outside of town.
Any
Yeah.
leads?
We have some hands up there. Have ourselves a bit of a ranch. You'd best be talking to them, and maybe they could give you some information on where to find them.
What's the ranch called?
Well, it's going to be Creel Ranch.
It's Creel Ranch? Alright.
It'll be fairly simple to find. Where did I put it? Yeah, it'll be fairly simple to find. It's just to the east of the Shield Maiden's March. If you make yourself to the oasis of Gilded Glade, you've gone just a few miles too far. Make sure you double back.
All right.
Would you be willing to help little old Marigold Creel out with this?
Well, do what I can. So you are very good patrons of Sabbath. Be ashamed to lose that.
Oh, well, yeah. I do agree. Well, I don't expect you to work for free, and us in the family Creel, well, we take care of our workers. She reaches into her purse and she pulls out a stack of notes and it puts it out in front of you for expenses. You make your way up to the Fisher stable. I've given them instructions to outfit you with any animals on a temporary basis that you might need.
All right. I'll go ahead and do that.
Oh, well, I thank you very much. It's great. It's always great to see you, Dakin. I hope to see you very soon.
Likewise.
She stands up from her table, turns, nods at Norris, and ma'am, and she walks out the door. No, doesn't turn her head left or right. I mean, just quick marches out the door in that strangely graceful kind of stride that she has.
Right. And then I'll go ahead and go to the table. Grab the pouch or the stack.
Hmm?
How much is in there?
You count it out?
Yeah.
50 notes.
Right. Then I'll go ahead and go to the table. So what's the plan, gentlemen?
Well, I'll be going to sleep.
He looks tired.
We're gonna rest. Tomorrow morning we're gonna leave. We're gonna go over to Victor Ridge. Introduce some folks to Sabbath. Ask some questions. Find Merrick. Bring him back.
What time of day
Seems
is it?
simple.
Just past lunch.
Just past lunch. All right. Well, since y'all aren't really doing anything today, perhaps you can help me with something.
Well, I'll be doing a lot today.
Just sleeping though, right?
Aye.
You got plenty of daylight to do that. To in between now and sleep.
What do you want?
That lady right there is part of one of the houses. She actually run the stables, the old kips.
He dips his wick fancy, don't he?
Nothing like that.
Don't judge a man by where he digs his wick.
Do I understand this phrase?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm
Is it
completely
obvious?
lost.
What?
No, that isn't.
No, it's obvious to you, not obvious to her.
Nope.
No, is it obvious that
She doesn't get it? Oh yeah. Like she plays she plays on her face. Like, she wears her emotions on her face very, very easily. And confusion is a constant one.
well, they're talking about mating.
Nothing like that. I just met her. Besides, anyway. So apparently, her family's been losing a couple dozen Yule kips. And just like to see if we'd be able to help with getting them back, or at least figuring out where they went.
Well, what'd be the penalty for cattle thieving?
What would be the penalty for that? Cattle rustling?
Usually that kind of thing is death.
Depending on which part.
In Texas, it's still
If
legal
they
to
catch you
hang
in a
him.
menace, if they catch you in the act, sure, but afterwards, not so much.
Is Miss Marigold still with an eye shot? And is
No,
she
she-
pointed
no,
out as
she's-
reference? Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to make that cheeky comparison, but no, she's down.
You know, tracking herds takes a while, right?
Me?
Aye, days.
So maybe we do that after we go to Vigor Ridge.
We're going tomorrow, aren't we? Let's go up there tonight, go to the ranch, Creel Ranch, figure stuff out.
Well, if I'm going to be doing some tracking,
I think we might need to go have a conversation with the previous employer anyway.
Which one?
I need to
The previous
sleep
one.
if I'm going to be tracking.
Right, he needs to sleep, I need to talk. We'll do it after Vigor Ridge. It doesn't take me that long to have discussions.
Is the Creel Ranch like on the way to Vigor Ridge or something? No.
Big
Does
Ridge
that
is to the
program
west, Crow Ranch
ask
to
you
the
to
north.
kill him?
If you, you're not entirely sure where it is.
Not exactly.
So, I mean,
He just doesn't want them to bother him.
Well, if
are you going to try to find out where
Again.
it is?
Yeah, I'll go
Ever.
one second.
Who do you ask?
I'll ask.
You know, an easier way to arrange that.
Well, because we're going to. I can go to the stables later on and figure that stuff out.
Well, if you're really interested in taking care of it tonight, I can go with you and take a look.
It's going to take too long. Tracking takes forever. It's a herd. They're going to move them. They're not going to
No. They were stolen, so we could just figure out.
You don't have to come with us. We're just gonna go take a look. We'll be back tonight.
Oh, hell, give me an hour.
Right.
Okay.
If you want to sleep, you're welcome to do so when I'm, but I'm gonna be doing
I'm
that
gonna head
later.
over
Where?
the other estate.
Well, you know the situation. That is that no contact.
Ah, okay. So can I handle the one thing without pissing off the other thing?
Maybe that'd be pretty tough, though. Sorry, we're talking cryptic, but something that not everybody at the table knows about.
Well,
Mystery.
You all do that a lot.
shit.
But it is definitely something that sticks in your mind, and you remember your compatriot was there when it was told.
Can I do a little recon? Oh, when you guys say something, the thing about Mitch, the wick, was dipping your wick, and then I'm like, it's not like that. You also see me kind of grab at my red scarf with that.
Okay.
Are you blushing at that?
No, it's different. You can do an insight check if you want.
Okay. That is a 22.
22?
Yup.
Do I even have that
Mhm.
skill? Yes, I do.
Oops, that's
21.
Bard.
15.
They're insightful bastards.
When I say that, kind of a look of. I don't know how to say that.
A pained look.
Yeah, that.
See, he
Mhm.
has a pained look as he touches at that. And
Yeah.
then it quickly drops the subject.
Okay.
I am insightful as a rock.
Mm.
You are a rock.
But yeah.
No, he's a cactus.
So, I guess we're going to a ranch. Tomorrow morning, we're going to Vigor Ridge.
Seems about right.
Where is that?
To the west.
Mm.
Well, if I don't get some shut-eye, I won't be of use to anybody.
Wish I would remember that before I agreed to deal with it.
You sleep during the day?
Oh, that was me plan.
Hmm?
So where do you go to get some shut eye?
There's a room.
Shut eye.
Cheeky.
I be using your room.
I'll be back. Don't sleep in the bed.
I'm fine.
You can get your own room if you want.
Nora speaks up. Ain't no more rooms available.
See?
You got the spare mattress, maybe some straw.
I ain't looking at any straw in my clean rooms.
You can
No.
sleep on the floor.
That would kill me.
I'll be fine.
It's hot anyway. You can use my jacket as a pillow.
I got me bedroom.
Sleep in the bed anyway? So you head up to the room, get some shut eye. Alright.
Full
Well-
8 hours.
While he does that,
I'm going with them to the ranch.
okay. Before they head out for that, we'll get to that in a minute. Actually, right now, what we're going to go to do, we're going to time stop right here.
Alright.
So with you heading up, you getting ready to do that, you guys trying to figure out what's what's happening at Creole Ranch. Okay, so we're gonna pick that back up next week. We hope you guys will join us for that. Had a lot of fun doing the dueling. Had a lot of fun with the character development. Not every day. No, I love the fact that they're talking their way out of fights. Last time you guys were a bit of murder hobos. This time you guys are talking your way out of fights quite a bit more. You know, getting more information.
It's only the beginning of the campaign.
I mean, it is. But in the beginning of the last campaign, you guys were kill first and ask questions never.
But we were also fighting like undead and werewolves.
What are you talking about? We tried to talk to stone giants of all things at the behest of the murderous Birdman.
Yeah,
Okay, no, but that was years after the campaign had been like, kill everything.
There was also
Well, we have
Fire everything!
We have speak with dead. Ask the corpse.
there was also a nesting doll full of corpses.
There was, and then there was a painted feces.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You weren't there. It was
Okay,
hilarious.
but go ahead and bring it with me. But to bring us back, we wanted to go ahead and do a quick word about the tragic events that happened last weekend here in El Paso. 20 fellow El Pasoans were killed, and us here at Dyson Dudes, we have very heavy hearts. We're greatly saddened by this tragedy. Here at Dyson Dudes, we don't care what your politics are. We just want everyone to know that inside each of us, there's a light that shines bright. And when we come together as a community, that light becomes a beacon. We just want you to remember that. Good night, everybody.